in a world where various machinimators discuss what they want. Where a retarded old man occasionally joins them in their quest. Where the listener virtually has no say on what they talk about. One clan will defy the odds and bore their audience to the brink of insanity. This is Creature Talk.
Yeah.
Yay! We're live now.
That drastic.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Mid conversation.
What? Hey.
It's how we do it. It's how we do it. We just
That's how we do
bust
it.
in on random
Oh.
conversation.
We didn't notice you. How are you?
Oh, hey there. Didn't know.
Sitting by the fireplace.
Just looking randomly to the left. So, welcome everyone to Creature Talk.
To our post E3 extravaganza.
Our post. Well, it's not. It's mid E3. When
I'm
is
telling
it?
you, we're
Post
probably going to be
slash
way
during
over
E3
time because of all the stuff. Like all the stuff we got to talk about.
Oh,
We're
we're almost thinking of like doing a Saturday version, a short Saturday version, just to cover stuff we didn't.
Well, if we can cram everything in now.
Yeah, we'll try and cram everything in. We gotta hurry though. If we still want calls, if we just skip calls, we could probably definitely get everything.
Yeah.
But
calls.
let's see. So this is the 8th of June, right? 8th of June.
Yes.
2011.
6/8/11.
Dates.
And we are sitting here with a very intimate.
Yeah, it's an intimate, creature
And
talk
we have
here, but I think that
Four
works.
way, if you will.
Uh-huh.
We have Dan's News Reviews.
Hello.
We have
That was,
Max.
that was like a gassy Mexican.
Hello.
Hello.
I know.
I'm Dan's News Reviews.
Perfect.
And we also have Nova.
Thanks for having
Casey
me.
James.
Ow.
What's that?
What was
That was an ad and it hurt my ears.
So this is the episode where we talk everything E3. Probably one of the biggest weeks for any kind of video game nerd.
That we weren't at.
I'd
That
say
we
it
weren't
is.
at.
So I'd say it is the biggest. It's where everything
Yeah, it's
happens,
probably
where we
the
learn,
biggest,
you
yeah.
know, what's in store for us, video gamers.
And my conclusion is I'm going to be spending a lot of money from November all the way till the end of next year on nothing
I
but...
think that's the case for each year.
Not really.
I don't know. I thought that this.
For me, it seems-
like the past couple years, I think it's just kind of been dropping down and down and down. Like in terms of
Really?
excitement and stuff, because like a lot of the shit ends up getting leaked
Yeah.
before E3, so there's no.
Yeah, like Halo 4 and
there's
all that
no,
stuff.
there's no excitement going into E3 if you already know what's going to be announced. Like, well, for me at least, I usually think E3's like the big dance to go to show off your new moves and all that. But when it's already, when everyone already knows what you got, then there's no.
It's
there's no
prom
point.
of the video game world.
Yes!
Everybody already knows the funky chicken. So,
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's
So
how
where do we
that
want to
works.
start?
Let's go down the list of. Don't worry about the order.
Well, actually,
that
hold
you
on.
have, James.
My internet story that
Oh yeah, let's do that first.
I was saying, like, my internet has been shit for the longest, and this is dating back like months and months. Like that, the internet has just been so up and down all over the place, upload, download speed, and we had this tech guy come out from Comcast because we're getting fed up because there's nothing on our end that's messed up. It's not my computer. Over the course of the last couple months, we probably bought like 3 new routers. We got a brand new modem, which I had to fucking buy, which is pretty expensive. We have all this new shit, so it couldn't be any of the equipment. So the tech guy comes out, he tests it on his like laptop. Obviously, he sees for himself. His reaction was pretty funny, like to the upload speed. Like he was like, "Okay, you're getting like 22 download," and I was just sitting here like, "Oh man, like watch it just go up for him because it's so all over the place. He'll end up with a good speed, and then he'll be like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with it." But then all of a sudden he got like 0.8 something for upload, and he was like, "Oh." I was like, yeah,
my God.
we're definitely not paying for that. Like, that's probably not even for your lowest package. That's probably not even like
Dear
Up
God
to
in
par.
heaven.
that's horrible. So then he goes out and he checks the line at the pole, And he comes back in and he says how the line was all chewed up because of the squirrels. And the line was filled with water. It was like all corroded. He came in and he started spouting off saying like how he was surprised that we were even getting anything at all because the cords were all fucked up. So he
Rex made a
replaces
pilgrimage
that
from
cord.
Colorado and attacked your internet line.
He comes in, he replaces the inside one, he replaces the outside one. Then he sets it up again, and guess what? It's still the same, even after all that. So now he's sitting here, the tech guy is sitting here confused as fuck. He doesn't know what, he doesn't understand. Like, he calls Comcast, asks them what we're paying for, or what our current package is, and it is supposed to be 50 download, 10 upload. Then he's sitting here scratching his head because he's like, you got new router, new modem, new cables that this guy, it was damn near 100 degrees and this guy was out here, this poor guy was out there changing the cords up at the pole. And then he came back up here, and because I'm in the attic, it's like twice as hot up here. So he's sitting over here crouched in the corner doing whatever over there with the cords. So then that was all pretty much for nothing because like that didn't help at all. So then he started calling like his supervisor and shit and seeing like what he could do, and then pretty much the end result was that his supervisor would call us, and now we're left with shitty internet still. So it's like,
So after
it's
that
so
grand
confusing.
epic tale, nothing.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
That's
It
amazing.
doesn't make any sense because like, you know that they're capable of it because I had like a good week of high upload and high download, and then it just goes to shit, and it's not on our end, so they can't put it on us. They can't say like something is off over here. It's either them, trying to lowball us or some shit like that. Because now I know, after having that week of good internet, I know they're capable of shit, like shooting that shit to us.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They're
I'm
jipping
gonna
you.
have to probably end up just
Screwing you over, man.
bitching them out or something because I have
You know
no
what?
idea what to do.
Call the CEO and be like, listen here, buddy. I'm paying for this internet,
CEO
and you guys
will
can't even
his
figure out.
laptop.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, this is fun. Watch.
yeah, and then he'll see it. He'll be like, "Whoa, all right, something's going on here." Like, well, no shit. They go, well, at least I know I'm not crazy now that it's going all over the place. I sat here and did a speed test on my computer. My upload was like 3. Then on his laptop, it wasn't even 1. And we did it within an hour of each other, which doesn't make any sense.
But I want to know,
Maybe your computer is accelerating the internet.
How did it get so good when the squirrels that shoot up?
Yeah, if he said that he's surprised that we even got anything, then how the hell did last week we end up getting, close to 50 and 10 upload? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I think it's just this company is just being rotten.
Playing
Yeah.
games with you.
It's not, they had to be. Yeah, we're
Yes.
buying all this new shit, all this new equipment and stuff like that. It can't be on our end, so
Did you check and see if FiOS is in your area?
it's not.
Oh, that's so stupid. You have to check for availability. Why can't
Yeah.
they just dig FiOS lines everywhere?
The thing is, there's nothing else like here that we can get. Like we had Verizon before we switched to Comcast, and Verizon doesn't go as high package wise.
Yeah. Ugh,
We
So
need
it's
Jordan.
like-
That's kind of the same.
what?
I will sell for no less than the connection that there is, the elusive man has in the Mass Effect. I don't
Yeah,
forget the
what-
technical term for it. Just that.
With
That's
the-
It
sort
was
of
funny when
connection.
I tweeted out my speed test result, and a bunch of people were sending me like stuff like, "Oh, yours is good compared to mine," and they were sending me some pretty bad results. Like these people that lived really far away.
Kind
Like,
of
they had
humble.
some-
Kind of gives you a slice
Yeah,
of
they
humble
had
pie
some
there.
horrendous stuff. I was like, well, now I don't feel as bad, but still. Like,
I remember I used to be able to download when I lived in my old house back in Massachusetts. My download speed, I could download on Steam. I remember the fastest I could ever download was 89 kilobytes per second,
Jesus.
and my fastest upload was 0.14 kilobytes a second.
I could see if I'm paying a cheap price or something, then sure. But I'm paying over $100 a month.
Oh, yeah.
You better give me that fucking 50 and 10.
Yeah, you're paying a lot of money. Then you should be
That's what
getting
I'm
getting some good internet.
Yeah, that's
James's internet situation.
We
He's
should,
waiting on a call from the supervisor.
You
which I'll
wanna?
probably never get. It probably wasn't even the supervisor. It's probably just his buddy.
Yeah.
Should we dig into E3 now and?
So yeah, let's
All right, yeah.
let's do the conferences. Don't worry about the order. Let's just go through.
All right, so it was Microsoft that started it out, and Microsoft started with Modern Warfare 3 right off the bat, and it was pretty funny because I tweeted, like right when they showed Modern Warfare 3, I was like, you know why they're doing Modern Warfare 3 right away on the Xbox press conference? It's because they're gonna say that Xbox gets the DLC first. Like, I don't even know if they did that last year or not, but they usually always end up doing that. Like, a DLC comes first to the Xbox. But through the whole thing, they didn't say anything about the DLC. But at the very end of the dude talking, like behind him on the screen, it said DLC comes first to the Xbox. So I was like, I called it. They didn't say it, but it was still there. They eventually did mention it, though, later on when they started talking about the dashboard stuff. They said about the DLC for Modern Warfare 3 coming to Xbox first. But
Is that all Microsoft had?
no, they had more stuff. I'm just like opening it up
Or
for
they just started
Modern
that
Warfare talk. If you want to talk about Modern Warfare.
That's kind of what I saw. Like I saw like the first 30 minutes of the Microsoft press conference. I didn't see it live. I went back and watched it, after the fact. And I mean, it looks cool. The missions that they're showing, it's kind of the same. It's Modern Warfare, epic, crazy helicopter rides, and you're swinging around
It
and
was
trying
weird
to hold
after
on.
seeing like Modern Warfare. Like I was sitting here when I was watching it, I was saying, I don't know if I think it was Seamus that was in the call with me. And I was like, this is like the same game. It looks the same.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, it looks like Modern Warfare 2 Part 2.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Then later on in the day, they hit you with the Battlefield demo and everything. And even though it's just you driving around in a tank and everything, it's just like, wow, this
It
game.
looks
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
like we'll show you mundane gameplay,
It's just
and
like-
it's gonna amaze you.
You look at the videos side by side. If you had two monitors side by side and you were to compare them, I mean, it's a no-brainer that Battlefield is just looking so much better.
Well,
And
that's
it's
because
just-
they
it's on a
had the
different- whole
second
different-
version of the engine.
Well, that's a lot
Yeah,
to
you
do
should have
with it.
heard the dude, the EA dude, spouting off about Battlefield when they were interviewing him. Man, he was so confident about going head to head with Modern Warfare like this time around. Like he was saying, like we know we have the engine, we got the technology, we feel like we've touched on everything, the multiplayer, everything is like better now.
And it really
And they
does.
even,
It seems
these-
like they're coming out swinging for him. They're like,
yeah, he said that. He was like, that's why they set their date, like I think like 2 weeks before Modern Warfare. And then like the interviewer guy said, like, well, why don't you do it the same day? And he was like, oh, well, if they want, they can move theirs up 2 weeks. Like, like he was saying, like that, and they
like it.
stressed the whole free thing, like.
Oh yeah,
everything's
well we'll get
free.
to that later. Let's talk. I mean, because that's the EA. That's part of the EA press conference.
Yeah, it's true.
But so Modern Warfare 3, I mean, pretty much what they're doing now is they see, I think they see how well Modern Warfare, like any of the Call of Duty, sell for their multiplayer, and they don't really see any need for an engine rehaul.
Yeah, I never played a campaign. Maybe
You
that'll
should-
be the first one I actually play, but I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there's not much different from all the engines, like from COD 4 onward. They've all been pretty much the same, like with minor improvements and just major texture bumps.
The thing with Call of Duty, and it's what pisses me off with Call of Duty, like the way the people that are just so diehard about the game, like the way they work around this game. Like for Call of Duty 4, it was good. Everybody liked it or whatever. That was the game everybody played. Then what was it, World of War that came out? Everybody jumped on that, played it for a little bit. Then all of a sudden they were like, you know what, this game sucks. Treyarch sucks. Fuck you, Treyarch. Modern Warfare 2 comes out, Infinity Ward. They're right back on Infinity Ward. They're playing.
I love it.
And everything. All of a sudden they're like, God damn it, this game sucks. Treyarch, save us, please. We were just calling you shitty. We were calling you shitty last year, but please save us. Make a better game. Black
Sure
Ops comes
enough.
out. They're like, yeah, this game's awesome. No, AK7 for you. fuck you, Treyarch. Like
Full
now,
loss.
now Infinity Ward save us again. Like they're just jumping back and forth. Unless it's kind of what Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer now. So now there's a new company in the equation to kind of suck up to. But
Well, the
that's
thing
just
is,
like so weird the way it is, like the way it works.
the thing is too, though, is like I wasn't on when I saw the new footage from Modern Warfare 3, and it was kind of lackluster. You know, it didn't really look that anything too innovative, like on par with Battlefield 3. I wasn't honestly that surprised because you think about it. I mean, there's gonna be people that are still there on Infinity Ward that worked on previous games, but a lot of the people that were, a lot of the key people and core, staff that worked on the previous games that we loved left. It's not the same Infinity Ward that we've come to love and expect. A
That's
certain
probably
level of
why
quality.
people still like Call of Duty 4 and like still want that game to get patched and like they're like stop coming out with these new ones. Just fix Call of Duty 4 and you'll be good.
But that's not what brings in the money.
That's true, yeah. They don't need to do anything at all to this game because it's just that's what the EA dude, the president of or CEO or whatever of EA was talking about in his interview. He was saying like, that they're trying to be innovative with their stuff and all that instead of just rehashing and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty weird.
It's disappointing, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen? People are going to go out and they're still going to sell a whole bunch of units. And
It'll have its fun though. Because it always has these little new things that they'll implement that everyone's gonna love, and that's what's.
Well, I
gonna
don't
make it
think
buy.
the EA dude. I don't think he said that like he's not trying to overtake them in sales. I guess just yet. His goal is to put a dent in their sales.
Yeah. Because
to-
a lot of people, they're kids that have $60 that they've been saving up since their birthday, and they have a choice: do they want to buy Battlefield or do they want to buy Modern Warfare 2? I mean Modern Warfare 3. So
you want to mention that now?
mention
No,
what
I
now?
was
We
just
didn't say
I was
anything
just
about
throwing that
it.
out there. I was just throwing that out there. People in the chat were pointing out. Anyway, hold on. Well, about the I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, just say it
F
real
you.
quick. Like
Damn it.
everyone else is. What is Sly doing right now? He said he was at like the airport or something like
I had
that.
to run to the
Seamus, we couldn't get a
airport.
hold of him. All these other people, we don't know what they're doing. Junk is doing some softball shit or some crazy.
Junk
like
may be
that.
around now. He just sent a message just a second ago. I'm seeing if he's there, so we might rope him into the call.
Did he watch E3?
I think he watched some of it, yeah.
So help me God, if he comes in here and he's just asking stupid questions.
Well, if he didn't watch E3 and he tries to talk a whole bunch about it, like he knows what he's talking
And I'm
about,
a
then
cyber slap him.
you cyber slap him. There you go.
Do I need to add him now?
He,
He on?
he sent a message.
Oh yeah, I'll add him.
Yeah, Adam, so that we can.
Okay,
join
so
it.
Modern Warfare 3. What was next on Microsoft's list?
Well, I'm not going in any order or whatever, but they had Gears 3 again.
Gears
Cliffy B
3.
came out and they did like a co-op demo with the boss with Ice-T. Ice-T completely butchered
Yeah,
the
Ice-T and
horde
Cliffy
mode,
B.
like pronouncing it. He called it whore mode, which I thought was funny. he just slipped up and then he
Whore
tried
mode.
to quick save himself, but he didn't really do too well.
Did you guys-
doing that.
Did you guys hear about how him and Ice-T arrived at E3? Like Cliffy or Ice-T rolled up in his Bentley, like on the front, and then Cliffy B rolled up in his Lamborghini with like his hot girlfriend or whatever. You see him tweet out that picture? It was a picture that he tweeted out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's a picture that Cliffy B tweeted out. It's like a picture of his Lamborghini and then his hot girlfriend, like her, ass facing you and like kind of looking back. And then he tweeted it out and he put like to all the haters. That guy is, he's so, his head's getting huge.
The only haters he's got are the people that are telling him to debuff the fucking shotgun. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah.
They have no other reason to hate him.
But they
Because I
really
don't
need to
think
do that. It's a little bit better from what I can tell from the Gears of War 3 beta. Like you can the regular assault rifle with the chainsaw. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a little less.
Lancer.
The Lancer is less useless now, Like you can
Really,
actually,
that's good because those are one of my favorite guns to use. Like I can't really use the shotgun very much. It just doesn't seem
Yeah, they
right.
actually made it so that way you
Timing.
could actually use those. It's
Yeah.
still like with the shotguns still aren't balanced.
Yeah.
It's so retarded that people call the sawed off cheap, even though you have to like get right in their face.
Yeah,
to get the
sawing off
thing
isn't
off.
quite as cheap because it's just like a melee, or
Yeah,
it's just
the
like the
other
chainsaw.
ones-
You get up close, you get the chance at an instant kill. Just don't let people get close to you. That's the thing.
I was just happy to
The other one
realize
is just long range.
that, like I said, the Lancer, it's not useless, and you can actually do the whole like game mechanic that it seems like that they were trying to do with the whole cover system. Like you can lay down suppressive fire, then you move up, and stuff like that. It's not just everyone leaping around with shotguns. I mean, it still is that they have to fix that a little
Yeah,
bit.
it still
but
is.
you can, if you wanted to, you
Really?
could actually, if you focus some Lancer fire on them, you could get them down before they could reach to you.
Yeah, that's one thing I really found useful when I was playing the beta is that when you saw guys leaping back and forth and coming at you, if you put a lot of Lancer fire on them, they either get scared and dive for cover, or you could easily get them down.
Yeah.
Or so.
So, I mean,
So yeah, Gears.
that's the first Gears that I've played in a
Gears.
long while, and actually been like, maybe I kind of want to pick this up because I haven't really been that big of a
I like
fan.
Gears was always a game that I wanted to get into, but the multiplayer was always like broken as hell.
Right,
and
Yeah.
I've always been about the campaigns and not about multiplayer. It's just you get people who are it's incredibly unbalanced from what I've played. It's just you get in with people who are just insanely good at the game, and it's impossible to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those games that once you master it, you own everybody, no question.
So what else? What else is there?
We got.
I know we got a lot of
Mass
stuff to talk
Effect
about.
3.
Oh.
Mass Effect 3 with the voice
wait.
controls.
Wait for me with the Mass Effect 3. I'll be right back.
Oh
my God, again.
Talk about
Third time.
Kutra, move up.
Third time.
unbelievable.
Kutra,
Third
singularity.
time.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Kutra, creature cats.
So what can we go to instead? Because this asshole.
Well, we
the
can
third
talk about
time.
Kinect,
Is there a new
the
Kinectimals?
Kinect
Kinectimals?
integration.
I
there another cat?
honestly forgot
Collectibles too?
already all the Connect shit because I don't care about
Well,
it.
I mean, Microsoft was making a huge push on the Kinect. With pretty much every game they featured, they were talking about the Kinect. It has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinect
some kind of
availability.
feature with it. Well, they
what
have
was it,
the Fable, the new Fable game. When they announced the new Fable game, I was getting a bunch of people saying like, "Are you going to do the new Fable game?" But it's not. It's not traditional
yeah,
Fable.
it's
a
like
rail
on
shooter.
rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I seen that,
So-
I was like, "Ooh." I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Kinect's kind of still in its infancy, so they don't quite know how to. Well, not to talk about Mass Effect, but Mass Effect seems to be implementing it, quite well. But I don't
still
know
think the way
other
they
games
did that
it
is
seems
still
weird.
kind of dumb. Like, well,
The-
what is it?
First hands.
Tactical. Other than the tactical stuff is all right, but like just
yeah,
talk-
selecting
you-
things.
yeah,
was
that I was
stupid.
like, why?
But let's
Why do you
save
need to
that,
do
I guess, for.
I'll tell you what we could talk about.
Yeah.
Is it really that hard to move the analog stick and just select an option?
With
You can't do that.
with Kinect, obviously they're trying to target the hardcore more because last year it was like a really disappointing E3 conference. Everyone was just like, "Oh, here's our move," and like it was all just super motion
Here are
control,
our
casual
gimmicks.
gaming. Yeah, here's all our gimmicks.
There was
Now-
actually one game that was it's made by Crytek, I think, that was actually focused more towards the mature audience. I forget what it's called. It starts with an R,
huh?
but it's like
Resistance?
Kind of got. No, Resistance is on.
3? I don't know. I don't know anything about Resistance. That's just one of the games that I know.
Will Resistance have Kinect availability?
Isn't
What the
Resistance?
hell?
What is Resistance
It's on
on?
Sony.
It's
I
on
don't know
Will I
why
be
Sony.
able to Will I be able to play Resistance 3 on the
Oh
Wii?
boy.
Well, whatever. It's called Rise. Okay.
Oh, Rise.
That's the
Okay.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
Where it's like it's catered more towards the hardcore with it's all bloody and all that good stuff. And I think they even said in an interview that like it would be I guess both. Like you could use a controller as well. I think I'm not really too sure. I didn't really read too much into that.
You know what was actually
It
pretty
looked-
interesting? Go ahead.
But
What were you
I
gonna
said
say?
it looked really cool.
Oh,
I
okay.
said it looked really cool. Goodness.
The other thing with the Kinect, them targeting the hardcore, Ghost Recon Future Soldier. There was some pretty interesting stuff in there. A lot of Minority Report sort of things going on there. Did you guys see any of that?
Oh yeah, with the gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
I only
seen
saw the
that.
thing with
The whole,
gun.
like,
you were
moving
you
your
were
This
arms.
very
recon
impressed
demo
with.
looked like they took the ghost and they just planted them in Resident Evil 5 because that's what the level looked like. It was like a shanty town.
It
With,
did kind of look like that.
yeah, it looked like the exact same level. That's what I was thinking the whole time. But I don't know. I was a big fan of Grawl 1. Grawl 2, I didn't really like that much because it was just kind of like the same shit.
I couldn't play those games for some reason.
They're
I was
real
terrible at
slow. They're definitely not fast paced. They're a lot.
It looked
more
like they
slowed down.
kind of dumbed it down though, because it's got like the mini map now that shows you the enemies. They didn't even do that for you before. Like you had to control a UAV yourself to find the enemies.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to look with your eyes.
Yeah.
And that's pretty hit.
But I thought that was pretty neat, tech wise. Them splitting open the gun like that, seeing all the parts, being able to interchange like the gas system in there, and like being able to just like voice command be like long range, and then
I'm sure that you'd be able to just push like the Y button to randomize though. Just like
no, I'm sure you could do that too. But it's just it's one of those things where you feel cool doing it. All Minority Report
randomize.
about
All of a
it.
sudden the gun just comes out.
I don't know how I feel about the whole like using your hands to shoot. I don't like that. To me, if like
Yeah, with the opening your hand.
their
and
whole
stuff
goal
like
with
that.
the whole
look like a
to be the
jackass.
controller to kind of like immerse yourself into it. But I think it has the opposite effect with me, anyways. It would because like with the control you have the rumble effect and stuff like that. It feels more like you're holding
Well,
a
that,
weapon.
and if you're playing on a tiny TV,
Right.
Like,
yeah.
it hardly seems worth
Is a
it.
headset. They're missing like the virtual reality headset to go along with that. Eventually, that'll probably come. There, you get the headset along with
I
it.
mean, they're kind of doing that with the Wii U a little bit with the handheld kind of visual screen.
Yeah, we didn't
thing
get there
where-
yet.
And the thing is too.
Well,
like,
I'm keeping it fluid here.
Jumping the gun.
they're targeting the hardcore, but for
me,
me, I know I play on a 20-inch widescreen, a little monitor, my computer monitor, and Kinect would not work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see myself wanting to stand up and be like, okay, now I'm going to start shooting some targets.
well, that's why I
Thrusting
never
out
play my
hand.
move. That's why I never touch my move, is because I have this tiny ass little TV and a very small room to play it in. So I don't even know why I got it.
Yeah, I mean, tech-wise, it was pretty interesting, but is it actually going to capture the hardcore gamers? Maybe some of them, if they have like bunch of space.
I think they're just pushing it. They're pushing it too hard. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to get people into it. It's not sticking right now. Like people just want to sit down and play with a controller.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's whole for the most part, their whole press conference was surrounded by shoving Kinect down our throats.
It's definitely interesting
I don't
tech,
know.
and I understand why they're trying to capture the hardcore gamers, because last year they realized, like, whoa, we tried to do all the casual things, we kind of abandoned our hardcore base. We want to show them that they're still relevant to us and blah, 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 blah. So I understand where they're coming from, but I just don't think it's going to work necessarily.
Yeah, the chat is screaming for Minecraft. On
We were
the
gonna.
Xbox.
I was gonna
back.
bring that up, but yeah, this asshole decides to leave every 5
I'm
minutes.
back. Okay.
Wow.
What did you guys just
Hey,
discuss?
asshole!
We talked about different things with Kinect and how they're trying to capture the hardcore gamers, and we talked about Rise or something like that. They were
Yeah, Rise, which is by Crytek, which is supposed to be the more mature game for the Kinect.
and then I
We
brought
talked
up
about the Fable rail shooter
yeah,
and Ghost Recon.
and then Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Oh, okay.
The whole
Okay.
Minority Report.
Look at
messing
that.
around
We
with the
hit
guns
3
and stuff.
games without you.
We
3
don't need
games
you.
that I
don't
had
even
no
need you.
interest in. Good
I
job.
gotta tell you, I think we had the most in-depth discussion and intellectual discussion we've ever had. And it's
That's because
because
it's
it's
just
going-
us.
Hey, are we? What are we on now? Did you guys finish Microsoft?
We were waiting for.
We were
freaking
avoiding
Mass Effect.
everything
Okay.
because we couldn't talk about it.
now we can
Now
talk
is
some Mass
time.
Effect.
for the best game in the world.
Well, we're not talking. Don't get into it yet. We're just talking about the voice controls for it because that's what.
Oh,
it's in the
that's the
Xbox
EA one. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
so you're not gonna talk about the voice controls?
Well, never mind.
So
we'll,
Kinect-
we'll talk about the voice controls.
Connect in Mass Effect 2. Apparently now you can say what you mean
Mass
to
Effect
say.
3, dummy.
Effect
I mean,
2.
can you start?
Oh my god.
He's too busy playing his.
Excused by all the sequels.
Yeah, next. Minecraft on the Xbox was announced. You just completely missed your chance, buddy.
No, we got to briefly
lost.
mention it. Oh. Basically, they have voice commands now, so you can be like, Garrus, move up, and then it, wherever you're looking, he'll move up to there.
Yeah, it
Liara,
could be
see,
tactical.
Liara, singularity, and then she'll do a singularity and like that.
Oh,
and also,
really? I thought it was just
Looking
for
for-
conversations and stuff.
No, you can use it for dialogue.
nice.
See the demo?
Yeah, you can select dialogue options by saying you're lying to me, and then it'll say that dialogue option. But it also, if you're doing you're fighting,
Yeah.
in combat, you can
okay,
be
yeah.
like,
nice.
Garrus, move up, Garrus, somersault, then backwards flip now. That would be sweet.
I just see the model start flipping.
Garrus, start dancing in
It's
front
gonna
of
look
me.
like you, like you're dumb doing that. Like you're sitting there shouting out names and shit at your TV.
Yeah, it's gonna
Garrus, move!
Garrus,
Move, goddammit!
dive in front of me. Sacrifice.
really weird.
Yeah, wouldn't
Blue
work.
lady, have sex with me.
So there, it was briefly mentioned. Now Minecraft was announced for the Xbox, which was probably one of the big things for
With
Microsoft.
Kinect support. Huh.
Yeah, I don't even think anybody cared about that being taxed on. They just,
What would the
they
Kinect
just like
do?
Minecraft on there.
Would you just start like hitting the screen and it'd
Probably like what it did when the hackers used it, and the whole
Yeah.
reason went to discuss that whole thing. That's probably what they talked about. With they'll probably scan your room or something and make it into your world. I don't know,
Ooh, I'll take it.
something like that.
Take it.
Oh,
Now Chunk is here.
Hi,
Hey,
John.
everybody, it's Junkyard here.
yeah.
That.
What else is on the Microsoft list?
Oh, and it's also being developed by a different team supposedly. So I don't know if that's going to make the game any different or what. Don't
They're
know.
probably they're just probably porting it over. I doubt they're gonna make that many
They
changes.
can't put it over as is right now, though. I mean, the game, like as is right now, for the content that it has in there right now, it's $20. So they're gonna need if it's not full retail and it's like 50, like a Kinect game or something, they're still gonna need to put a lot of content in there to justify.
They're gonna charge full price for it then.
I don't know if it's a Kinect game, it would be like what 50. I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
I guess that is true if it is Connect.
It would probably be $10 cheaper, but still, they'd still have to.
Yeah, they gotta add some, but I guess they'd release it as the full game, and he's adding a bunch of adventure stuff and all that.
That's
Smashing.
for, yeah, that's for the. Well, I guess if that'll probably be in
I'll
there.
probably bring it over and stuff.
Whatever.
So yeah, there's the Minecraft on the Xbox.
So then there was another big one for Microsoft was the Halo 1 remake. They're remaking basically, it's pretty much Halo 1,
Yeah.
except they have like a new overlay of graphics over top of it, and you can even there's a
HD
cool
remake.
feature that you can even switch it on and off, like from new to old.
Really?
To see the difference, really?
Yeah, to see the difference. You can even use like leave
Novelty
it.
mode.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
The thing that got me though was
Yeah.
for the multiplayer, they're actually using Reach. So
It
it's not
says
going to be like
Reach.
Halo 1 multiplayer. It's going to be
Reach?
like a Reach multiplayer.
It's
What?
Reach multiplayer. It's pretty much just a huge thing of DLC for Reach. That's all it is.
That is
really.
actually really disappointing because I was hoping that they'd go
Yeah.
stick with the old school mechanics that everybody loves. Like, what's the point then?
There's
What's the
nothing
point of
wrong
doing
with
that?
Halo. There's nothing wrong with Halo 1 multiplayer. It
And
might have been a little bit off
one of the
balance with
things-
that pistol.
Yeah, right. But the thing that got me most excited about when I first heard that they were planning on doing this remake is like, oh, so logically maybe they're going to do it for Halo 2, and then we'd all be able to revisit Halo 2 and just go crazy on that and play with that,
Yeah.
with the old school game mechanics of that game. But if they're going to run it through Reach,
But that
Well, it's
yeah,
called.
that's the
It's
thing.
like for the anniversary, so I doubt it's probably a one-time deal then, unless they get really money hungry and they really want that.
I'd
Because
shell
with the
out
other
money for it.
announcement, the other announcement of the next, they announced 3 new Halos, 4, 5, and 6, a brand new trilogy. They don't really need to go back and do Halo 2 now.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Unless they just throw. But the thing is, it looks like they just threw a side team on Halo CE to just go through and redo everything, and then just throw together the maps to put with the Reach, engine.
It looks
packaging
good. I mean, they
things for money.
redid the Halo 1 maps. The Halo 1 maps are there. It's just you're playing Reach on those maps pretty much. Which is kind of the lame part. I didn't like Reach multiplayer at all, and especially if it still has those like the perks and all that dumb shit. That's just kind of what ruined it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
The single player looks all right though, and it has co-op and all that. They added that in there. Well, it already had co-op, but it was like split screen. But you could do actual online co-op. And all
Yeah,
that
that'll
now.
be cool.
And then the other one, like I was saying, Halo 4. They showed Halo 4 at the very end, but that already got leaked out before the press conference. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that though.
Yeah, neither
didn't
did
know
I.
the thing.
I was at work when all of this happened. So
I
was
remember
like,
when they
"Oh,
announced it, somebody was like, because the teaser, did you see the teaser?
Yeah.
When gets out of the cryotube or whatever, like
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
end of the third one.
She's all, I
Like
need
how
you.
His ship is burning and everything, and someone was like, they're in space, no oxygen, why is there fire?
Yeah.
Someone commented that like on the thing. Other people were yelling at him like, "It's a fucking video game."
Well, technically, I don't even know what
no.
the technical reasoning for that would be, because isn't it oxygen that sustains fire?
Yes.
Yes.
So
You need
explosions are possible, correct or no?
It would. Well, I mean, on the
Because
ship,
they'd, like-
they have oxygen.
Like if
I
there's
don't know.
sparse amounts of oxygen floating around from the ship or whatever. Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense either.
It would be immediately enveloped. It wouldn't. I mean,
yeah,
if
I know
there was
exactly. It'd just disappear
it
immediately.
on the ship. Yeah, it would be immediately as
We're getting into
as the-
science right now.
Well,
What's
that's
I know.
stuff
It's science.
Well, it's something I've always wondered whenever you see like a video or like, in Star Wars or Star Trek, the new Star Trek, you see all these explosions and fires in space. And it's like you think about it for a second, it's like, okay, there's no oxygen to sustain those fires. Is there something going on here we should know about?
Maybe they're all in a bubble and they
You know,
pump in the oxygen.
Technically, there shouldn't be
shields.
there shouldn't be a single sound in space. So why is there sound design? Every single movie you watch in space
Firefly.
should be completely
Not Firefly.
silent.
Yeah. Not Serenity.
Firefly does it silent.
I was going to say
They
they
do
should get
silent?
Joss Whedon to
They do silent.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did when they were floating. I saw it in
And they don't really have
Serenity when they were
explosions
going
either.
through the.
Yeah, they
So
don't.
we're just
That's what I'm
breaking down this Halo 4 trailer to just be pretty much like
Well, anyway, okay.
Yeah.
What do you
like
guys-
craps in term of reality.
Well-
Everyone seems to think that they might have changed the voice of Cortana, and it kind of sounds like a different person.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Like I don't really mind that anyway. Well, in the third one, she was always in your fucking head talking to you. It was
Yeah,
kind of
that was
annoying,
really
but-
annoying. You're like trying
I
to
am
walk, and
she-
she's like,
It's
Yeah, it's
Oh,
slowed
she-
down.
She's a
Yeah.
love interest. Okay.
her, and also who is it? The big, what was the name?
Gravemind?
Gravemind. Yeah, I was gonna say Gravemind, but I wasn't sure if that was correct. Yeah, that was
Yes.
that was pretty annoying. She's being
That
a
I
was
little
think
one of
whiny.
the
they
hardest-
just want Steve back. I don't think they really. I mean, do they care that much about
I
Cortana?
doubt they would. I don't think she's gonna be such a huge part though.
She's still going to be
I-
in Chief's head. He sticks the card.
Yeah,
in
I
his back.
can't imagine her being like the huge story thing like she was for the other one.
I am
Oh,
me.
yeah, well,
I am me. 153 in the chat says so. As long as Cortana is still 99% nude, I don't care.
I like it.
Junk.
That's where Jump chimes
Being
in.
silent
He's
for
like-
5 minutes on,
he's like, "What?"
I like it.
I like it.
As
Yeah.
long as she's underage.
We talk about the
Let's
games.
go.
I'm not sure.
So, well,
I haven't
let's-
played, so.
Let's touch on it real quick. What do you guys think about it? Are you excited for the new Halo games that are coming out? Do you think they'll live
I
up to
think
the old
that-
ones, or what do you think?
know.
I think they could, because I know that for a fact that probably half the 343 studio is made up of old Bungie employees.
Right,
that
there's a
were
lot
on-
of people in there.
Yeah.
And
on studio when they made Halo 2, 1, 2, and 3.
both
Well, look what they did with
studios-
Reach. It's not like it matters. Like,
Yeah, I know, but
and they both
Reach
have
was-
real close
yeah, that's-
relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, it's one of those things that been there, done that type thing. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm not too excited about that. Even though it might be an awesome game, and for the sci-fi individuals and the ones that love the
wow,
series, hey,
kissing up.
more
Just
power,
say
more
it
power,
sucks.
more power to the individuals that are doing that. More power to the ones that like that sci-fi. Me, I've never been a sci-fi individual. I've never gotten into that stuff. I like more of the Battlefield type stuff, the Call of Duty. That's the stuff that gets my blood boiling.
Realistic military shooters.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy.
yeah, you know what I think is going to be good about this, because the thing with Reach is that it's kind of a special circumstance, because what happened with Reach is they tried to make something a little different. And I think that's where they went wrong. They went for a different kind of Spartan, which changed a lot of the gameplay. And I think that's what people
So
didn't
they're gonna
like
go back
about
to
it.
the Super
And they're-
Spartan.
I think
then?
they're going to go back to the Super one, which feels, better, because we've been playing, 1, 2, and 3, where all these insanely powerful Spartans, that didn't sprint or anything, and it's just like,
Well, I hope the numbers of their playlists on Halo Reach really talk to them. It's like fucking ridiculous. You go on there, and it's like barely
10 people. Yeah.
That's so bad.
To be honest, though, we
Like,
don't
shit.
really have much to go on. I mean, we just have a teaser and just an announcement. So we kind of got to reserve our judgment until they release more details.
Oh,
but the
yeah,
trailer,
but-
the little teaser there, I mean, that was cool.
Exactly.
Got me excited. It's just like,
Yeah.
ooh, Master Chief again, yay! And to be honest, like,
Yeah.
it's a new Halo game. When the time comes, we're probably all gonna buy it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
cause
that's
just
true.
cause
Yeah,
it's a new
but
Halo
still,
game.
I hope
us
they
too.
changed it up.
So
But
Well, I hope it's good. I hope they have turf map in there. Bring back turf, please.
I hope that'd be sweet if they redid like a lot of the older maps, like from Halo 2 and 1.
yeah,
But
Petition
actually
to bring back
redid them good, like kind of like what they do with the Halo CE stuff. They actually redo them instead of like slightly work off of them. Because a lot of the remakes they do they're not really remakes. They're just similar but not.
and that's the
exact.
reason I don't know if I want them to do remakes. I kind of almost want them to just like get rid of all that like repackaging stuff and trying to recapture that same feeling of playing those old maps. Because I
Yeah.
think that's why they were such a letdown, is because they'll never live up to like that first initial experience that we had when we played the game initially, the first time. So I want
Because
them
it's
to.
the game that makes those maps good.
Yeah,
not
I
playing
kind of
the
want
different-
them to just say, you know what, let's just go full force with
make
this new
make new
experience.
maps that people they can become memorable. Make new maps that become memorable. Don't try and rehash the old ones to get that nostalgia feeling.
Bring back turf.
Bring back turf. Maybe turf. Keep turf. What else was at Microsoft conference that's worth
That's pretty
mentioning?
much it. I guess we could probably go on to the next one.
EA.
I don't even know
Oh,
what
well,
else
how-
EA had. I think I fell
What about
asleep.
YouTube on Xbox? People keep
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
the
that.
dash stuff. The dash stuff. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
the new dashboard.
live
Again.
TV.
Yeah, live TV, YouTube, and Bing. Going
Bing.
in there. The thing when I said something about the YouTube to Seamus, the thing he said right back was like, "Does
Hope
it
they have
support like
ads on it.
ad-based views? Is this gonna hurt us or is this gonna like help us?"
Why would
And I
people
was
want to
like,
watch?
I don't know.
Like all of your guys' videos off the Xbox.
Who knows?
It might be easier for some people. Maybe they have their computer downstairs and
maybe
they're
their
playing-
sister's stealing their computer.
Yeah,
A lot of these people have family computers, so they're like getting yelled at by their mom because they're watching a bunch of weirdos play video games all day.
That's putting it lightly. Weirdos.
Exactly. We're far more complex, but yeah, we'll see. But because the thing is, I've never really seen any like. Because I'm trying to think, like when you have it on like Blu-ray or Apple TV, like the YouTube function. I haven't watched much of those, but I think it might be, and I can't imagine it being any different than those.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's get on to EA.
I go ahead. I guess what Mass Effect 3.
Well, let's start with Battlefield 3.
We talked about Battlefield, didn't we?
Barely. You're just
Well-
talking about it in respect to challenging Call of Duty. You didn't talk.
Why do I hear echo?
The Junk's mic.
Junk.
Probably.
Junk. Junk is
Sorry,
the call.
Headphones,
I
man.
forgot I had it so loud.
I want to mention real quick too. I know some people
No,
have been
we're
saying
good. We're
that
good.
there's
We're
been
good.
some issues with the audio for the stream. Like it keeps cutting out here and there. Some people say it's fine. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Maybe I can try to mess with it and fix it. I'm not sure, but sorry if it is screwing up. a little
You
bit.
guys, if you want a perfectly clear version of it, you can go to iTunes tomorrow and download a full version of it.
Well, see, the thing is, like some people are saying that the audio is fine, and then there's
Well,
other people
then
that
it's
are saying
their
it's cutting
internet,
out a
that's
little
what
bit
it
here and there.
is.
So as long as we don't have the majority of people saying that the audio is all screwed up, then that's fine with me. So, all right, we'll just keep on
Well, see,
trucking.
Battlefield 3 is going to be.
It looked really good.
It looked really good.
Great.
Like
I'm excited about it.
the only thing I saw there's a problem with is when they're doing the demo, the guy like turned inside of the tank and looked at his buddy there, and his buddy, like the animations were.
Well, early build, man.
Yeah, I
What
know.
the hell do you
Yeah, I
expect?
know. That's what I'm saying. That's a good thing. That's the only thing I saw. And
So how did you say that was a problem? What?
I was saying with that version, you don't.
Okay, I only have one problem, but it's a good thing. What
It's a
the
good
fuck
thing
does that
because
mean?
nothing else is wrong, huh? The only thing I can find is something that only happened in early beta. Ever think of that?
Oh,
The gloves are coming off.
But
Dun, 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 dun.
Fight. Dun, 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 dun,
I think
dun,
it's serious
dun,
time
dun.
now because of
Serious time.
And now, serious time with James.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I only found one problem, but it was a good thing.
This has been Serious Time with James.
Eads wasn't here.
Yeah, I
Eads
like
wasn't here.
it. You
He's
feel
been doing
the
that.
little the do 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 do.
So Eads wasn't here, so I had to do it.
So continue your bad but good
Okay.
thing.
So a couple of good things I saw were they had some very impressive amounts of lens flare in there. Not just any lens flare though, the kind of lens flare. Is that a yawn?
The kind of lens
No, that was
flare.
a sigh, I think.
We're talking about the lens flare.
The kind of,
hey! You be quiet. Don't badmouth the lens flares.
So,
not your
I
normal
just thought
level
it
of lens
looked
flare. It's the
amazing.
sort
I
of
could
lens
go-
flare that cures cancer, is what it is.
I could go into amazing detail about why that game looks so
No,
good, but I'm not
again.
going to.
You already were. When
I
they were
said
showing
I'm
it
not
off.
going to. I know I was, but I'm not going to
He
now.
was like, "Look at the speckles, Look at how
The
they're
speckles.
running down this stream. Look at how the sun is in the top right and how it shines. Look at the angle. It's
I'm tweeting that.
perpendicular."
The static meshies.
The main thing I was saying that looked amazing was the foliage. And that is actually a huge thing because most games skimp on foliage because it's extremely intensive with the sub-pixel anti-aliasing they have to go through to make them look good with the masks.
Ah, yes, the subpixel anti-aliasing.
The foliage. The foliage.
What's funny though is I understand most of the things when you say it, but I still have to give you some grief for it because
I know.
it's
I
just
don't know what the
it's
fuck
a
he's
rule.
saying.
It's a rule. Have to do that.
You just say
Yes, he's
it's
a griefer.
looking good, like it's a good-looking game.
It's a
instead of
good
breaking-
looking game. I said I was not going to go into detail, but
You
have.
did.
You know what
I'm
you could
about-
do, Jordan? You could come up with, you could make a show, target it for kids, and then you could just be like I said, the kids meshies or whatever. Like you make them sound all kitty like, so that way
Meshies,
people
what?
can understand it.
All right, children, gather round now to
Gather
to explain
round.
the intricacies of the UDK.
Oh my god.
That'd be
Be
scary.
nice, kind of a Blues Clues kind of thing. Can you
Somebody said
spot
Dora the
the
Explorer with
good-looking
Kutra.
foliage?
Can you spot the dynamic light in this scene?
What the fuck? You're gonna be like,
Can
what?
you tell me what's wrong with the texture streaming?
Mom, I don't know what he's talking about.
Very good.
And it's like, what's that little shepherd? Oh, did you see something?
That would be one of those shows where you just be sitting there until they finally show you the answer. Like he has to say it himself. It's here.
Here, yay!
Which one do you want me to grab? That one. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I love the thing with those shows is like
I'll take it.
the host is always like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then the
What?
kid's
I
like,
don't
"No, it's
understand.
it's
Say it
that
louder."
one."
This one over
This
here?
one?
No. Oh, this one.
I always wanted a kid to just like flip out on him and be like, "I've been saying it over and over again. You retarded?
Screw you, buddy.
How did you get on TV?"
So is there anything else about Battlefield?
Battlefield 3.
It's one damn.
Oh yeah,
sissy.
you already said it, but they were talking about like their version of the Elite, Black Ops Elite, like a stat tracking, like Bungie, Bungie.net, but with Battlefield.
Right.
And at the end, he's like, "And this is all 100% free." And there's the
Nice.
applause.
Nice.
Taking it off.
Yeah,
That's
there was
great.
a
I
nice
like that.
there was a whole free thing in the air, like when they
That's
would mention.
great.
There was a few other people that would say that too.
I think that's
This is
awesome. They're
free.
sticking it to. They're making a point, being like, "Yeah, and all this cool stuff we're doing for you, we don't have any sort of subscription thing for That's just we think it should be included with the game. I love it. That's
We'd
just
feel like criminals if we charged it for you.
that's like
charged it,
it's like
yeah.
squeezing some lime
Charged.
into the wound of Infinity Ward. I like it.
Lime
Will
isn't
hopefully
even
die
that.
a slow, horrible-
What?
Squeezing it into
No,
their
wait,
I'm sorry.
pockets.
Activision.
Last time I checked, lime was not very
Citric.
tart or citric
Are you
fruit.
kidding me?
Lime is actually very good in a
Lemon.
gin and tonic.
Lemon is the
Lime would also
The
work too.
go-to.
Okay, you know what, Jordan? Go get yourself a paper cut and put some
Yeah.
lime on that paper cut
I got it.
and tell me what happens.
It's time for a field test,
Do
Jordan.
two little slits
man
up.
up.
The arm and
I
I'm
think
gonna
it should be
drop
another
it.
serious
Drop it.
time with James. Tell him.
I hold on one sec. Let me Google this myself. Lime hurt cuts.
Yeah, it's like someone saying in the
Whoa,
chat.
why?
Freak
Let's
with an
see.
X. Freak spelled PH. Is saying lime is acidic. You dumb coots.
I know it's acidic, but the level of acidicness. I don't know,
Acidity?
that's a word. Acidity. That's it. The level of acidity is more closer to a base, a neutral.
God.
Oh my
And-
god. Listening to you
Like
try to talk
science.
science is hilarious. That's another show.
Everything.
I'm not saying
It
that I'm some
actually
science
says
expert. or anything, but-
lemon and lime have no use for cuts at all.
Well, no, of
That's
course.
not what we're asking.
It's gonna just hurt it. Is all.
Let's
it's
just
gonna
skip
do.
it. You know what?
What
Yeah,
hurts?
that's
let's
what
ju-
it says.
Let's keep talking about Battlefield. Battlefield.
Yeah,
Are there?
All right.
How
Are
did
there?
that even come up?
I don't.
I don't know. What are they gonna? Is that gonna be in like the first aid kit? Put some lime on it. Put some lemon on it right now.
Let's talk about something that everyone wants
Garrus,
to.
put some lime in the wounds of our enemies.
Screw Metagel. Get those limes off that tree right there.
Move on.
Man, Horton's on the ball tonight then.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Okay, so
no, no
Mass-
unlockable beards, huh? In this one, that we know of.
In what?
In Battlefield.
There was beard in the last one?
Yeah, there was no, that was Medal of Honor. Oh God.
What?
Oh yeah.
About?
Oh, I'm embarrassing
What are we
myself.
talking about?
Lord,
we're all
man.
just on the ball tonight. Look
We're
at this.
terrible.
On the ball?
Hey,
We're on the ball.
I think me and James
You're
are
off-
pretty. Me and James are pretty good.
Yeah, we haven't fucked up
Yeah,
yet.
it's okay.
Okay.
Not yet.
We'll see.
Sound
We'll
tap.
see. We got a long.
That's kind of how it is, though. Like one of us embarrasses themselves, and then the next person who's calling them out on it shortly after embarrasses themselves.
There's himself. So.
Hey, lest we forget racist Sly.
Oh,
Oh my God, yeah. Let's not go down that road. People want to dig through the
Mass
archive.
Effect 3.
Yeah, it's time we talk some Mass Effect 3. This is some
So-
stuff.
Yeah, let's
Okay, I'm
talk
gonna
about
get
those
it now.
guys
Not my
jizzed
competition at
the
all,
minute
so.
they shot a gun. These two
Oh.
jizzed in the call.
We're just like, oh my God, did you listen to that sound?
Gun sound.
There
But the
was
sound,
probably
James.
The
The
most.
sound.
The sound. Well, it changed more.
That way when like a Resident Evil is shown, I don't even get that. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
now,
Jill!
That's
Oh!
something I want to talk about. Did they actually change the voice for Morden?
They did. That was a different voice actor.
Yeah, because he did sound a little different.
He sounded different, so it was definitely someone different.
He's probably not even a main character anymore. They said that.
Oh, he probably
I-
isn't.
Your entire team is not going to be with you.
Oh
anymore.
no, that's I never.
And I don't
thought-
think I don't think I'd like to have my entire team. I want to meet new people and
Yeah, I want to meet new people too. I know for a fact that.
Not even. You
I
said
think
the-
we should meet new people.
The interview they said that like they're just going to focus on what like they got now, like developing them further. The ones that are.
although I will
they'll
say
be adding.
I will say that
Well, won't add
they better
anybody.
not get rid
No
of
one.
they better not get rid of Tally because I have invested a lot of time into that relationship and I want to
You
see what she
kidding me,
looks
you
like.
Tallymancer?
I want to see what she
Shut
looks
up,
like.
Tallymancer.
Is Tally the chick with the mask?
Yeah, she's Korean.
Counting those tallies.
She dead in my game.
You want to know what she looks like? I went into UDK and I looked at her model and I went under
Like
the
Jack? She look like Jack?
Under the mask.
I went
She looks
under
like Freddy
the
Krueger.
mask, and it looks like. And plus, if you read a description for what Quarians look like if you saw a Quarian without its envirosuit on, you would think it's like a reptile.
You know what?
They
It's okay.
do not-
I can see
How's that
past
surprising?
it. I love her personality.
So what does she look like?
Yeah. Why
I'd
does
say
it matter
she
what
looks like
she looks
a
like? Boots?
gray horse.
What?
What?
Gray horse. So like Sarah Jessica Parker in alien form.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of a really good.
Oh wait, hold on. I got a good picture here. Let's see here.
Oh
Her
no.
face isn't even like that far out. That
I'm
she'd
trying to-
have
I'm trying to
big
look
ass-
at-
Well,
Like,
obviously they just put something. They didn't design her face so that way people could look at it and be like, oh, that's what Tally
like
looks like. That's-
Carmine in Gears is actually the other dude. What's his face? The leader guy that dies in the one game. Forget his name
What?
because he died. The Carmine's model under his helmet is actually the other Kim. I think his name is
Kim?
that dies. Yeah, it's the same. It's like
It's
you see his
possible.
face. I just said that it is. It's not fucking possible. It's reality.
Possible.
Go fuck yourself.
But how about the Unreal Engine, man? Looking really good. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
So, a couple
DirectX 11.
So it looks like, I'm not gonna like say for sure or anything. It looks like they have DX11, and it's almost looking like they have some actual real-time reflections built into Shep's armor, because he's got like a new material-looking thing on there. And it's nice and reflective, showing off what's going on everywhere.
Basically, everything's looking super.
They implemented
super
new movement for Shepard, so he can like do more jumping.
yeah,
and,
like the little somersaults, like to the sides and rolls and stuff
so
like
it's
that.
like a little more mobile in battle. So
And how about that Omni Blade?
And the Omni Blade. Yeah, you know what's cool? You know what's interesting? That may not be for every class, though.
That's true. Yeah.
Which
Didn't I
would
bring
be
that up?
he did, and what would be really cool? That means that there's something cool like that for every single other class, and they could implement more classes.
Now, do we know that for sure, or are you just going to say something?
I'm just
now you're gonna be
speculating.
disappointed?
That's
Yeah.
because when we were watching it, I was like, I wonder if that's going to be
If
for
that's
every
for-
class.
It's possible though that it's a universal thing though, because it seems pretty.
How would
I don't-
that make sense though if those other guys, like the other classes, don't use that thing?
I know that's what I was saying. It's pretty plain and non-specific to be.
And if those other classes don't use it, then everybody's going to pick the ones that do.
You know what I
Then
know?
you got broken.
You never
You know what they did that I was hoping that they would do? They brought back grenades,
Grenades, and this time they're not the
like the
grenades
flying,
that fly
yeah, saucer
10
sort of.
years.
They're
The
actual
saucer ones. They actually brought real grenades
grenades.
with the physics that bounce around and blow up and stuff, which should be awesome.
Whoa, grenades, man. Like
But-
every other fucking game doesn't have grenades by default. Whoa.
Puddle
I'm
jumper
totally
in the
jizzing
chat. No,
right
we're not
now.
ignoring everyone. Still looking at the
Listen
chat.
here, James.
Yeah. People.
I can't believe it. A grenade.
You should have heard the sounds of that assault rifle though.
Oh boy.
Sounds like boring. People have been bringing up. What do you guys think about the whole same-sex relationships in Mass Effect 3? I think that's interesting.
I don't care. I think that was James is probably the only one that's gonna like that.
Ooh.
Watch him and Caden get down.
No, I mean it's nice that they're covering all the
he's
demographics
dead
as
for you.
opposed to not allowing that.
Yeah. Caden's
Yeah,
dead.
well, there's a bunch of whiners that were saying, "Oh, why don't you allow gay relationships?" And it's like, who even
Watch Fox
cares?
stir up a whole big thing
And
again.
Fox is gonna get going
Maybe
now.
they learned
because
their
it's gonna
lesson
get-
from last
They
time.
probably, you know what's cool. You know what? That not cool, but you know what's interesting.
Gay
is that
sex is cool.
is that BioWare probably implemented that just to get some kind of controversy
Yeah, maybe.
and get Fox raging about it, because that's probably one of the main reasons Mass Effect took off, is because it raised so much controversy that they had the sex scenes in their game.
Gives a shit.
I know, but that's
It's
the
a,
funny
well,
thing
if there's a
about-
sex scene in this movie coming out, let's make a big deal. No, nobody does that. It's a rated M game.
Yeah, what I want to know is weird is that
Well, that's just it. It's
You
a
look at
rated,
God of
rated M
War.
game, and that's up to the parents to decide if the kids are going
it's
to watch
it's
it
no
or not.
different than a rated R movie. It's no different.
Yep.
oh, that's ridiculous.
Why? And that's just.
I'm
it.
pretty sure they did that for the controversy though, so they can get a little more publicity.
Well,
Which
it
is
works
a
for
pretty-
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Well, was it necessary for the story, or did it just add fun to the
Oh
story?
yeah, well, no, it's something that you develop to with the love.
Something that you always wanted to do, but you'll never do in real life. So it's better to do it in the game.
I mean,
But
it's
no,
just-
seriously, is it part? Because again, I don't know Mass Effect story at all because I never played it. So, is it part? Is it? Add
Well, I
to
think
the
Shepard
story?
might go insane if he doesn't get laid every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a man.
He's a big hero, but
Man or woman.
he's gotta release some tension. He's gotta get rid of that
Yeah,
stress.
I agree.
You know.
Yeah, it's
We
just-
should
it's one of
probably,
those
as
things-
much as I want to talk about Mass Effect constantly, we probably should keep moving forward because we still got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a good
Yeah.
long time.
Okay,
talking
It's been a
about
good long
bullets.
time.
Bullet
Let's
sounds.
move
Oh my
on.
god.
Mass Effect 3 is going to be amazing. Game of the year, game of the decade.
You know what
Yeah,
we
you
haven't
can.
talked about yet? Mass Effect 3. Let's talk about some Mass
Talk about Mass
Effect 3.
Effect.
There's no way Mass Effect coming out in Q1 of 2012 is going to get Game of the Year for 2012.
It was Q1 for the last one too, I believe.
There's gonna be a lot of. I bet you any money, there'll be another Rockstar game, and like that'll probably be towards the end of the year. And that'll probably be the one that gets it.
Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah, Rockstar games usually get it.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5. All right, so you
Or
want
an
to move on
offshoot.
to
Well, it wouldn't be Red because there's a Red Dead
Red.
Revolver, so it'd be something Red Dead something. Red Dead
Yeah.
Rapture.
Well, and spoilers. It would have to be
Not
with-
Bioshock. What are you doing?
So do we want to
Red
move
Dead
on?
anus.
We want to move on to another conference.
Perfect. I don't know what else E3. I mean, fucking
yay,
there was
E3, E3.
as much as you fucked up already, you
Hey,
don't get
I'm
to
taking
call
this
me
for
out. What are you
granted.
doing?
Hey,
Because I fucked up one letter,
yeah. Wait, I gotta take what
and I
I
was
get.
gonna say them in the same sentence too. So it was gonna be like, I don't know what else
Oh.
EA did at E3. They were close together. It was there, and it wasn't my fault.
people make mistakes, Jordan. He's
Exactly.
owning up to it.
And
Sometimes
I
you just gotta
can't.
learn that.
I
No.
can't say that. You guys.
No, you're talking about lines and cuts and stuff. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Okay, Ubisoft.
Red Dead Revelations.
There's a lot
Okay,
of
what
wind
else
whipping
did you-
around here. If my internet goes out, sorry guys. It was nice
The
knowing.
wind's gonna take out your internet.
No,
We
no.
gotta go.
Storms
This could be
brewing.
bad. He's the one streaming.
It's the happening. It's happening.
But Ubisoft. Let's see. They had a couple very.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
So we're gonna start out.
Wait, what's
Assassin's-
Bioshock? What is Bioshock? Is
Bioshock
that
sucks.
Infinite. Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, well, what company is that?
Take Two.
Take.
2K. Sorry, 2K. 2K.
So wait,
I'm a dumbass.
The funny thing is, those are they're they Take Two owns 2K, so it's really confusing.
Yeah. Well, that's why I get confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2K.
All right, well, Ubisoft then.
what the hell
they
is that
actually
whole
had
Mr.
a-
Caffeine thing that I keep hearing about? That was
What?
like there was some guy there apparently that they called him Mr. Caffeine. I didn't see Ubisoft, but I heard it was like super.
Oh, the
fail.
dude that was hyper as shit. I think that was it the Ubisoft guy?
Yeah, I think
Mr.
so.
Caffeine
That's what
touches
people
It
were
was the
saying.
Ubisoft guy.
That's what people were saying when we mentioned.
The one thing, like I was saying before about E3, like how you already know a bunch of the shit going in, and then usually it's it's a bunch of sequels, at least at the past couple E3s. But even though it is a sequel, Ubisoft kept Far Cry 3 under wraps, which was pretty surprising to see that.
That
Because I
was-
just
yeah,
sitting
that
there
was a
watching the
shock.
demo,
Yeah, we
and I
didn't
was
really
like,
hear anything.
What
at all.
is this? Like,
I knew exactly what it was as soon as as soon as I heard the sounds, and then two when I saw the weapons flashing. I even called it because that game is very. I've played like hundreds of hours of Far Cry 2 back in the day. When
so you knew that
Never
sound
played it.
right off the bat, huh?
I knew it right off the bat.
Like, that's
Never
Far
played it.
Cry
I was
right
like, that
there.
is Far Cry 3 right there.
Whoa.
That's Far Cry 3. And
Whoa.
that guy was pretty crazy though. That insane guy.
Well, it's pretty surprising to see that, though. The demo looked really good.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
The dude talking about, like, the definition of insanity and all that. That was pretty
definition of insane.
good
That's
voice acting on that guy. He was into it. He was into that role.
Let's do it.
Mm.
Kind of a
I
whack.
actually wish I could have played as that guy and went around and asked people what the definition
I missed
was. You missed what?
So was there anything
Well, I didn't
really
watch
like?
many of them. So.
Was there anything really that like stood out from Ubisoft, or was it kind of just like a meh conference?
Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed Revelation.
That's the thing. That's why I'm
They
asking.
already
I
already
still.
showed that before.
I know, but their trailer
That trailer was amazing.
was the most amazing thing.
Yeah, the trailer looked really
That
good.
was, like, it just not only was it just amazingly put together, but the way Ezio is presented is the most like he could like kill 100 Chuck Norrises. If that's I'm trying to relate to people on the internet, he could kill 100 Chuck Norrises. Without he could be blindfolded and just be like
What's the
But
thing?
you know he's gonna
Yeah,
die
that
in this one, right?
he's not gonna die.
That's
He's
why.
gonna die. He's old
Not
as
gonna
shit.
die.
He's
That's
like
the
50.
whole
He's like
deal
50.
of why they're showing the progression of age. He's gonna die.
He's not gonna
Maybe.
die.
Well,
He's gonna die.
We
He's
need
not-
an animated Assassin's Creed movie. Right
He
now.
did.
He's only like 40 something.
Or maybe
50
he'll
years.
find an animus from the future, and then he'll go into
that
that
nice?
animus and go even
Oh
further
my
back
God.
into.
Yeah, you know what was cool is I actually just the other day I finished Assassin's Creed 2, and I was very surprised at the ending. So I
it was good, wasn't it?
I immediately went on Steam and bought Brotherhood and
See?
downloaded it.
You're welcome for me
just
getting you
started.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, that was I have to say that was amazing. So
I like the ending. for that
I'm
one.
starting Assassin's Creed. And how old is Ezio in 2? I mean, at Brotherhood, is he like in his 30s or 40s?
He's old enough not to
He's
die
older.
yet.
I think he's in it because in
has the
the
beard
demo for Revelations it says 1511 and it's 1500 in the beginning of Brotherhood, so I can imagine. So he'd have to be like, I think he's in his late 40s in Revelations then, because he can't be in his 40s in Brotherhood.
Hey, listen to this.
Man.
Yeah, that's severe thunderstorm warning.
That's not
Yeah.
AOL. That's
There I go
AOL.
again.
That's dial-up. That's what that is.
I have that. I have that dial-up sound on my computer.
I don't know what else. Well, they had they showed Ghost Recon.
Yeah, that. Well, hey, we're not done with Assassin's Creed.
The reason
What
why,
is
like,
What
I
are you
did-
saying about
What
it?
is the name of that? What is the name of the?
Uh,
I mean, not the temple. That the city that the assassins had.
I don't remember.
Oh,
It-
damn it! I know.
You would
but I
know.
can't.
It's like. I'll say.
Masayev.
But yeah, something like a Messiah. But that's
It
where
is.
Ezio is at. He like journeys back, so I think he's like looking for.
It's the assassin
It's
equivalent
overrun
to
with
Tortuga
Templars.
in Pirates of the Caribbean.
No,
Oh,
not at all.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, it's overrun with Templars. Is the whole thing. I've read the entire article in Game Informer. It's very
okay.
interesting.
Well, the reason why
they showed
I'm
the
asking you
gameplay
guys
on
to
it. The
sound off
gameplay
about
looks
it,
pretty much the same.
I missed that
Yeah, it looks
conference,
pretty
so
similar.
you guys got to fill me in.
yeah, a lot of it
Yeah,
takes place in
I didn't see any of it.
Constantinople.
Yeah, that's like the. Because that's the part where he's going on the boat. He needs to go to the Holy Land.
They introduced this new kind of not repelling, but you have on your hidden blade, you have a hook on it now, and you can kind of like skyline across lines across the
Oh
city.
yeah, there's a bunch of like zip lines.
So it's
set
like a
up
quick,
for you.
yeah, it's like a quick travel kind of thing. So you can, since I mean, Istanbul is huge. Well, Istanbul, Constantinople, it's the same
It's
thing.
the big sandbox, right?
Constantinople. Yeah, it's well. I mean, Assassin's Creed has always been kind of like that, but Istanbul is huge, so it helps you get across it
It's
faster.
pronounced Istanbul.
Istanbul. Anyway,
Istanbul.
Now, what about are they going to do a multiplayer?
yeah, I think there could. Yeah, there.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a multiplayer in the last one.
Yeah, if there's one.
It's
of
pretty
those.
much the same thing.
Well,
I
the
guess.
well, the
Yeah,
Brotherhood wasn't a Brotherhood mainly just for multiplayer.
No.
No, it was a full game. I was confused when they were marketing it originally too.
Yeah,
because
I
I thought it
was
was just a
too.
multiplayer game. I think they kind of did a poor job on marketing that, but it's just like a continuation of Assassin's Creed 2 with a multiplayer component that is separate from the game. But it kind of ties into the story a little bit. I think the multiplayer. I never played it though. I've only played the single player on Brotherhood.
I just started it, and that game is fun. I'm
It's
really
fun.
interested
It's like
to see the
Assassin's Creed
more
2,
the more
just-
progression of Desmond and what's going on there,
Mhm.
because he's like turning into, you know.
Oh well, yeah. Brotherhood has a good ending then.
What?
You'll be hooked.
Oh boy!
See, they kind of have cliffhanger-ish endings. So Revelations is supposed to tie.
They end like when you're in
It's
the middle of a cutscene. They're like, oh, drops.
yeah, so Revelations is supposed to tie up the Ezio storyline and the Altair storyline, because Altair was kind of left up in the air with because they went from Altair to Ezio and they never really finished.
Does anyone
Altair.
even really care about him anymore?
Yeah, that's
Altair-
what's
I
funny.
mean, the first one was kind of eh.
I honestly don't care about him anymore. I care more about Ezio.
Yeah.
See, the thing is Ezio.
Ezio has
they're-
personality.
They're working off of stuff that Altair did after the first game. Like apparently he did some amazing things and became like the most legendary assassin ever.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're working off of. So now they've got to go back and explain that more.
Somebody said AC3 should be in World War II
What?
because
I remember-
Where do you think
of
they're going to go
World
after
War
that?
I remember when Assassin's Creed like had just came out and like people had finally beaten it and they're all speculating. I remember people saying, the next Assassin's Creed is going to be, in Japan, and because they had like tried to decipher all the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
And
all the nonsense.
But I actually saw a couple people say Italy. Like a lot of people were saying Italy, so they'd actually figured something out. And I can't. I think one was in. What's it called? Somebody had mentioned Egypt, which doesn't really make that much sense.
Climbing on the pyramids.
That's about all you can climb in Egypt. The desert, all the statues and stuff.
Yeah. Well, anyway, next topic.
Now you're finally done.
Yep.
Wait. Let me watch the trailer.
Let's talk about Mass Effect 3 again.
Oh man!
Assassinate Hitler, somebody said.
What else did Ubisoft have? They actually had. Well, this is like the two big games that stuck out for me at E3. This was one of them. The from Gearbox, the Brothers in Arms Furious 4, which is like World War II or whatever.
It's like Inglorious.
Yeah, it's like Inglorious Bastards, but it's kind of like got this Borderlands.
Yeah, it's more
like look to it. That because he came out and he was like, well, they gave us this task to do a World War II game or something like unique, and they were like, sure, we'll take that.
So yeah, that's a good thing that they can do that because there's a lot of World War II games on the market, and that's like one of the reasons I didn't buy World at War, because I've played countless World War II games. In all shapes and forms. Like I've gone through D-Day probably in about 10 different games.
Yeah.
And it's it's all the same stuff. But it'd be cool to see if they can actually make something that's really different.
But the other game that stuck out was the
Overstrike
from Insomniac. That was the other one that stuck out to me. Like those are just like new games like that.
New IPs
that are just like, something new other than the same old shit. So those are probably like my top two favorites coming out of E3, like at least the press conference wise. So that was pretty cool. Overstrike, I don't even know if they confirmed co-op or not, but more than likely.
It seems like a game that would have co-op. We were watching that trailer. That one guy jumping around like a creature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the chat mention certain games. We will get to them.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Whoever keeps people just keep saying Skyrim. Shut up.
Skyrim is on my list too, you dumb piece of shit.
We'll get to it. Well, something we probably won't get to that I want to mention is The Darkness 2. I don't know if you guys played The Darkness.
Actually, I didn't even have that on my list.
I figured you wouldn't, and so that's why I mentioned it. Just because I think a couple people mentioned it in the chat. That I loved the first game. The first game was very good, and so I'm excited.
I actually like the first one too, even though I don't play it too well. But
yeah, well, it's been like 4 years since that came out. So
Prey.
What is that noise?
What's that?
We have to assume any echo and excess noise is coming from Junk. I'm pretty sure that's
with a keyboard.
And then he's not even like listening to us.
I'm not gonna acknowledge it. I'm just not gonna acknowledge it.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Oh, I meant to rip that guy from last week who sounded like that guy and play it in Pamela. But,
that was easy.
There we go. Okay, what's next, James? What are we gonna?
It was funny, just like kind of mentioning it a little bit of ahead of time before we get to the Nintendo stuff. But they were interviewing the Assassin's Creed guy. I don't know if it was the creative director or something like that. But they asked him to comment on the Wii U, like the name itself, and he was just like, no comment. Like he was just like laughing. He was like, no comment. I don't even want to say anything about the name. I found that to be pretty funny, though. I don't know what else Ubisoft really had other than that.
Oh, I think Sly Cooper, was that a Ubisoft game?
Well, I think that was for Sony, though, in the Sony press.
Rayman?
I have that on the list, and there's Sly Cooper. I don't really know much about Sly Cooper. I was going to get the collector's edition with all three of them for PS3. I never got the chance to, but that's supposedly, I guess, I don't think it's made by Sucker Punch, but I know a lot of the the stuff going into Infamous was kind of looked at from Sly Cooper. So I think I'll probably end up liking it. So I don't know.
Liking it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna like that shit on there.
Follow us on Twitter.
So yeah, just Skyrim, since everyone doesn't want to shut up about Skyrim.
I'm okay. For the people who are typing Skyrim in the chat, or any game, if you do that, I am going to ban you. Stop doing that.
All right, I'm back. Bring me up to
Stop
speed.
asking where people are. People have
I've already
lives.
explained that.
Bring me up to speed. What
Yeah, we
happened?
did already explain that, actually.
Oh, they were just talking about Ubisoft.
Yeah, I had to
See,
step away.
people
I got some real bad
spamming.
allergies right now, so I had to put some eye drops in there. And my eyes, they're real itchy. Do you want to move on to
The wind's
Sony
not
or
helping with that.
Nintendo?
No, I was talking about Skyrim because that wasn't during any of the press conferences. That was just kind of there.
Yeah.
But I seen they had there was a good bit of gameplay footage that they showed on it when the guy was explaining. He was showing how like you have a shield in your left hand, your sword in your right, and that he was saying that you can like fully customize what you have in each hand, like left triggers, left hand, right triggers, right hand. And he was saying, like, I guess it would even be possible to just have two shields, like a dumb shit, and just run around with two shields in each of your hand. He said, like, every one-handed weapon can be pretty much dual-wielded. And then when it comes to magic, you could have, like, a healing power in your left hand, sword in your right hand, and, you can have at it like that. And then you could have, like, two healing powers in, each hand. And then if you push both the triggers at the same time, you'll actually combine them, like, put your hands together and combine them both to make a more powerful spell. And I guess doing that, you could probably mix and match for shit like, fire, ice, whatever the fuck else
I
they
was just
have.
gonna say fire and ice.
Yeah, like anything else that they have in there. But I thought what was really cool about Skyrim when he actually got outside and he was free roaming around, they showed the dragons. And he was saying that the dragons aren't scripted in, so dragons can appear anytime they want. Like he fought a dragon. Right after he killed the one dragon, another dragon came.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're boned if two come at you at once.
So wait,
Like 8 dragons come at once.
What's with all the dragons? Why are there so many of them?
Just maybe it's just not scripted. Just
No,
random.
is that just part of the story though? There's dragons everywhere.
Oh yeah, I guess they've probably been wanting to do dragons for a while.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those things, and it's probably really heavy on the dragons. I think they're because you have another power other than magic and stuff, and it's like a dragon power. I don't know what exactly it's called, but you get something from the dragons, like their soul or some shit. Like you can use like a dragon power, like a push power, kind of like the force or something, and you can use there's another one like dragon's breath where you can actually I guess breathe fire. And then there was one that he showed off, which kind of controls the weather a little bit. I guess it makes a thunderstorm. And
Weather machine.
What, the machine?
I said weather machine.
Oh yeah. Like he killed the one dragon, he got the ability, and then he was going after the other dragon, and then the like a thing of lightning came down and hit the other dragon, and then he was saying if the dragon is damaged because it's flying around in circles or whatever, when it tries to land, it's not gonna land like normal, like it's all healthy. It landed on its fucking face. Like, this big ass dragon hit the ground and slid like a good 15 feet, and you can actually see the trail of rubble and everything.
That's
that the dragon
awesome.
Like, all this rubble and everything's coming up because the dragon hit real hard. But that looked pretty good.
Can you jump on top of the backs of them and fly them around?
I have no idea.
Guess we'll find out when Skyrim is released, whenever it's released.
Yay.
Yay.
All right,
It looked really good, though. I mean, some people were questioning the combat, and it looked like he was having a hard time just facing, like, two guys in the gameplay, so I don't know how the combat's going to hold up, but everything else they were showing with the dragons and all that looked really good. Pretty nifty.
Yay.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of the Elder Scrolls game, but
Oh, really? You guys didn't watch
Sure.
anything on Skyrim or anything like that?
I just watched. The only one I got a chance to watch was Nintendo.
Man, you guys are so half-assed, unprepared.
I saw
had
Sony.
to work, and
Yeah,
I
I had to work,
watch,
too.
I watched
I'm
the
like the
streams
only
later.
one who knows about the shit that they're showing.
Hey,
I only really
saw
paid to
some
day one.
stuff.
Well,
I
you
should
guys,
get
you
major
guys are,
kudos
you guys are.
for actually knowing about these.
You guys waited
Other
to
than
talk
just
about
Mass
Sony
Effect.
and Nintendo for the last thing, and I saw most of Microsoft. I was still going to watch all the conferences, but
I missed Microsoft. I was
Well,
bummed.
Skyrim wasn't on the conference anyway, though.
Okay, what are we doing next?
let's go to Sony.
Nintendo.
Sony.
Oh, you want to do Sony? All right, Sony.
Let's go over Sony
Well,
and
we
Nintendo.
had some other random shit on here.
We have too much to talk about. We
Sony.
just got to hit the big stuff.
All right, well, Sony,
You don't gotta wake up
they
at
had
4 in the morning.
Uncharted,
I do.
Uncharted 3.
And you might
Uncharted
have
3
another
looking amazing. It's looking pretty awesome. It's kind of one of those games. That's one of the big games for Sony that's made me want to get a PS3. Though the PSN being down did not help that.
What
cause.
game?
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's
You mean
looking-
Firefly the game?
Firefly the game.
That I actually missed, so I didn't get to see much of Uncharted.
So
who
unprepared.
didn't do their
So
research now? You
unprepared.
should have been watching every single little
It's on
thing.
the PlayStation Vita version of it.
Or whatever
There you go.
fucking game they got coming out
I'm
with that.
confused. Is it the same thing? Is it just ported to the Vita, or is it like?
No, it's a brand new game. I think it's a whole different
Okay.
company on it too.
Because I was getting confused by people reporting that it seemed like it was the same game just on handheld, because the Vita is extremely powerful, and so I wasn't sure if they would run full PlayStation games on there. But we'll talk about that later. But yes, Uncharted 3.
I'll
I'm
run through my notes for the
actually
Sony
really excited.
press conference.
Yeah, here
Start
we
it
go.
out. Start it out for you guys. No, I'll do it quick, and I'll get you guys input on it. Started out with Jack Trenton, their CEO or whatever. He comes out, and he did address the whole PSN.
I like how someone's
issue.
saying Sly Cooper 4 is the best game ever, even though it's nowhere near out yet. You're great.
But anyways, he came out. He talked about it.
Great.
He did a pretty good job. He kind of went the route that I thought that they were going to go. They played kind of like the humility card, addressing the devs and the retailers and stuff like that, saying that he was sorry to them. He was happy about the support that he received from them, and blah 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 blah. And you kind of got
Talking about being down.
yeah. And
Yeah,
the thing
I
is
heard
too,
they did an apology.
yeah. I've always kind of liked. Oh, what is this? So unprofessional. I've always liked Sony's CEO because, like, he just seems like a down to earth guy. Like, he doesn't seem like he's putting on that. This is PR stuff. Blah 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 blah. Blah. He seems pretty down to earth and just talking from the heart. So, he's a big softy. But no. Anyways, they did a good job. And then they talked about something called Cinema Now, which is kind of like stream
that's-
movies and stuff like that.
I actually have that on my. I got like some gift cards for that when I got my Blu-ray player or my TV.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like Netflix, but
Yeah, that's what I figured it was. Kind of like a little Netflix competitor.
yeah, it's pretty much Netflix, but you have to pay money like per movie, and it's I don't know.
Now.
No, but
I think the only thing is they have a little more like newer stuff in there. That's pretty much the only difference.
yeah. And then after that, they went ahead and brought out the Uncharted 3 demo. And it's basically just Nathan Fillion, I was going to say. Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Well, they're both called Nathan, too. It's ridiculous.
It's outrageously confusing.
Well, anyways,
So
they
many
started out,
similarities.
he's on a boat, and he's like kind of like, trying to get his bearings or whatever. He's going around on the boat, basically being all stealthy and killing bitches. And I guess they have a promo through Subway where you can play the entire competitive multiplayer, the finished
They
entire
had something like that for
competitive
Infamous
multiplayer.
too, because some people had Infamous 2 through Subway as well.
Yeah, but it's not. This isn't
it's
like
not
a.
even-
It's not a
even the
beta. It's the full
It's the actual
multiplayer finished before the game
Pretty
comes out.
crazy.
So that's kind of
Well,
Yeah,
you have
that's
to
what
spend
it
so
had
much
for
at Subway?
Infamous 2. Yeah, that was Infamous too. They have a full game.
Wait,
I don't know
what?
where Subway's pulling the shit out though.
Wait. What do you have to do to get that?
I don't know specifics. So they didn't really go into detail. They just said that there's going to be like a kind of promo or like thing going on with Subway. You can go and get access to the full competitive multiplayer before the game comes out.
There's like 7-Eleven selling games and shit. It's like random.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
So out there.
Yeah.
You walk into a Subway about to eat, and there's this huge rack of games.
Yeah,
Hey, pick a game. Pick a game. They have it in the deal. Like, you want to make that a meal with a game? Oh yeah, $60. Let's do it.
And what
You
I
get
noticed,
this exclusive DLC with this sub.
Yeah.
what I noticed too is M from 007. is in the new Uncharted, which is kind of cool.
Oh, Judi Dench.
Of course, you would know her name.
Judy
Dame
Dench.
Judi
For those who
Dench.
don't know, Dan is sort of like our resident movie buff, knows actors' names, and all that stuff.
Know it all.
Yeah.
I know all.
Incessant know-it-all would be a better word for it, or phrase.
Hey, I don't pull it out like static meshes, and
You don't pull it
I
out.
only. I
Oh,
like,
someone
I don't
said
pull
that
it
there
out.
actually
I
is a
stay in.
subway in Infamous, so maybe they'll have an actual subway in Uncharted. Like it'll
Yeah,
just be
maybe.
sitting there.
Maybe a whole cinematic sequence is him just walking into a sub.
Eat the sub.
Like he's in the middle of this really like action-packed scene. All of a sudden, he just kind of stops and walks into a subway, gets a
Everybody
sub.
like stops the bad guys. Everyone stop.
Everyone stops. He just walks in there, takes a couple bites, and then runs out and gets back into the fighting.
All right, and then after that, they went
like
to Resistance 3.
Yeah,
Never played any of
It
the
looked
Resistance
kind of
games.
interesting.
those look really good. They
Yeah,
look
it looks really good,
visually,
graphic-wise
but I've
and
never
visually.
played them.
And I guess they have a sharpshooter bundle that's going to include, the PS3 shooter, kind of gun controller thing, an eye camera,
Yes,
a Move, PlayStation Move, and the game for $150. So if you guys are interested in that, that's there.
What's this other
for you.
bundle that I was hearing? This 3D TV bullshit.
I can tell you about that. I can tell you about that. It's on my notes. It's coming up.
Yeah, they announced a Sony
getting to
3D
it.
TV
It's coming up.
bundle.
It's coming up. The other thing
I
they
guess
went
that's
to
true.
right after Resistance 3 was God of War Origins Collection, which are it's the previous God of War games remastered in HD, as well as Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. So if you guys are fans,
They
of
already
old-
did God of War remastered.
Yeah, I have them. I have God of War remastered
Yeah,
sitting
what
on my
the
shelf
fuck is
right
that?
over
They're
here.
redoing a redo?
I don't
If
know
that-
what
if-
specific
wait,
games
no.
are being remastered. I would assume it's something different.
I heard about the Shadow of Colossus.
But it's
and,
called
like,
God of War Origins
Remastered for
Collection.
3D. Somebody said remastered for 3D.
Oh, okay, remastered for 3D. Thank you.
okay.
Really? That's
So they're just repackaging it again.
They're like, we're not
I
gonna make
guess.
any more God of Wars, but we're damn sure gonna milk this shit
Somebody
out.
said
I'll tell you what.
remastered.
Yeah.
I guess if you're a real big fan of the series and if that's important to you,
And you
go
want
for
to
it,
waste
yeah.
money on a 3D version of it.
Here's
we
my
might as
money,
well
take
waste
it.
the money on a TV too at the same time that shows this stuff in 3D.
And
A
speaking
Sony
of the
TV.
TV, that's the next thing they mentioned. They got two new 3D hardware products: the PlayStation branded 3D display, which is a 24-inch TV, and it's also does HD as well. The thing that's kind of interesting about the TV though is the way, I don't know what the tech is behind it, but they have it so where two people can be playing on the same TV and they each see a
Yeah.
different image, so you're not looking at a split screen.
Yeah, it's because with 3D you use left eye and right eye
Right.
kind of stuff. So when you're looking through the lenses, you're seeing two different feeds. So
Right.
if you're doing it multiplayer, your glasses will just be showing you left eye, and then for the other person it's just right eye. So you see one image, they see the other.
Which is
Oh.
crazy.
It's really interesting to me. That's
That is-
crazy.
This
that's-
is
So you
that's
all
insane.
over one screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
One
one
screen?
screen.
That's
You
It
nuts.
will
wouldn't
see
be. It
one
wouldn't.
image.
It wouldn't be actual 3D. It wouldn't be 3D multiplayer then because
No, it
they
wouldn't
have
be 3D.
To,
No,
yeah,
but
that's the
still,
thing.
that's
Unless they
insane
split
tech.
That, unless they split
No,
that
that's-
signal.
Two TVs,
That'd be
no,
pretty
two TVs in
insane.
one. It's crazy.
So
for
this
video
is
games,
this
anyway.
is like two. You can play two games like layered on top of each other.
Well, it's the same game. It's multiplayer. It's like split screen multiplayer.
Oh, so
It's just
then
two different
somebody,
feeds.
like-
The way the whole 3D setup, they can make it so
But
that
they're
way
like
one.
on top of each other though, and just somebody.
Yeah,
gets
but
the-
you can only see your eye because that's the way the. So like if you have the left eye.
Well, that's just gonna make people not want the opposite eye, and they're gonna cut it out.
What?
horrible
No, you
idea.
see
What
one.
the
You don't.
No,
you see
okay,
it
so
as
in a
one
3D
flat
TV,
image.
yeah, in a 3D
No.
TV, there's two images being crossed. That's the way 3D works.
You're not like
One's
you're
on
not
the
like
right eye,
Talking
you don't have to have
about
one
right
eye
now,
closed. No.
You don't have to do
No.
anything
No,
different
no.
with the glasses
When
to
you're-
separate
yeah,
the image.
Okay.
So to
Re explanation. You have left eye. You have right eye. When you're playing in 3D
So it's built into
regularly,
the glasses. It's built into the glasses.
Yeah,
one
yeah.
eye is seeing one signal. The right eye is seeing the other. When you're playing
So
multiplayer,
you don't have to cut out
they-
any eyes.
No, you don't have
No,
to cut any eyes.
there
When
will
you're
be
playing
no eye.
multiplayer, you'll
Yeah,
both
I thought a
lenses
Van
will
Gogh
just be
cutting
left
the ear
eye.
off.
I'm thinking somebody like playing with a patch. Like for someone who's playing with a patch on
Comes
their
with an eye
left, the other
patch.
playing with a
Comes
patch
with
on their
comes with
right.
2 eye patches.
That would be
Comes with a
hilarious.
strategic eye patch with a microphone on it for.
That'd be great.
Ventilated for your comfort. No,
I think
but
that's a really interesting use of the tech.
it is, yeah. So just to recap, 24-inch 3D display also does HD. 2-player split screen eliminates the need for split screens. So it's 2 images. We just covered that, and that's coming out this fall. And it also includes Resistance 3, a 6-inch HDMI cable, and the glasses for $4.99.
6-inch HDMI cable.
Six,
That
six,
is impossible.
6 foot. 6 foot. I misread it. 6 foot HDMI cable and glasses for $4.99. So that's kind of interesting.
bad.
That's actually not bad, especially for somebody who's in the market to buy a 3D TV and they're not, concerned about having a huge.
But it's not like you
huge-
can use it for anything else. It's like.
To be honest, that's not that bad of a deal at all.
Well, no,
Why
it's not that.
why
I'm
announce
just
that at
saying.
Is it a Sony Bravia? The Bravia series?
I don't know. They just said it was PlayStation branded 3D TV, so I think it's its own kind of model thing or whatever. Then they showed something else called Medieval Move. It's a move game. It looks really stupid. It looks like they're trying to be a sort of like Zelda adventure game, but it's just not working. The
Oh,
only
you know what else they did?
what?
Go ahead, Max.
All right.
No, I'll
the
leave
only
this to them.
thing that was interesting about it, and this wasn't even really about the game, it's just kind of the tech behind what they're doing or whatever. I think they had, or maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Yeah, I think I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. That was for something different. Medieval Move. Stupid. Don't get it. That's
On
pretty
the
much gist
topic
it.
of stupid and don't get it, they actually unveiled. They unveiled. James, you saw this. The Sims Facebook.
Oh god.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
What? Oh yeah, the Facebook game.
the Facebook game
Right.
that's The Sims.
I did see a little bit
And
of
this
that.
like,
yeah.
it was showing how you have like relationships in the game, which that would be like hilarious.
Like
'cause it,
normally
posts
how
the
you change it.
statuses to,
Yeah, like
in a
normally how you
relationship.
say you're in a relationship. Normally it'll say that for your game. It's like what the
Wow.
fuck?
So
that'd be
so if James is doing, is this exclusively for The Sims? Is that what you guys are saying?
What?
What are you guys saying?
Exclusively for the Sims.
It's a
Well, it's
Sims
not
game.
exclusively
It's a Sims
for
game on
Mass
Facebook.
Effect.
The Sims
Oh, it's just-
exclusively.
If
for
all,
the
what I'm
Sims.
trying to say is, if only they could take that and apply
Oh,
it to Mass Effect, and then when James
Yeah, I know what you're
romances
talking about.
Caden and stuff
Yeah,
like that, we
he's
could
now in
be
a
updated.
relationship with Caden Alenko.
Yeah, whenever you hook up with somebody in Mass Effect, it posts it on your Facebook.
BioWare's
Just
got to
the
get
whole
on that.
Trailer.
Shepard is now in a relationship with X.
So did they talk about the PlayStation Vita shit? Because that's the
They
last thing that I got under Sony, and then we can go to Nintendo.
Yeah, they went to real quick. I'll just go real fast over the other stuff that I got. Infamous 2, they showed that. It's actually looking pretty awesome. I heard some mixed reviews about the first game, but based on what I'm seeing from Infamous 2, it looks pretty sweet. They took out, like, you can see them in the tech demo that they're showing there for the game. They took out a helicopter with like some crazy ass lightning, shit. So a lot of crazy stuff
Yeah,
happening.
I just
with
took
that.
out a couple of those.
Yeah, and then they showed
Just
another
now when I was
game.
playing.
Then they showed another game called Starhawk, which is seems like it's kind of like an RTS sort of game. They had just some black dude narrating. He was like walking in the desert with blue eyes and kind of looks a little different. It's, whatever. It kind
How
of
do you know it was black dude narrating?
because
Yeah.
they showed it. It's a black guy walking in the desert narrating. This is not me being racist.
All
This
right,
is me being.
let's not go
He's
with
This is me
narrating while
being-
he's walking.
This is me being factual.
What's that supposed to mean, Max? Huh?
Why do you got to mention the blue eyes? You got people who you got
You're like
something
Morgan
against.
Freeman.
He had blue like glowing eyes and like, but it looks
So
kind of
elusive,
interesting.
man.
Sort of an RTS kind of game.
Not the
it's
elusive
looking
man. You
like.
say he's black.
I'm talking about,
Then real
talking
quick,
about the eyes.
then real quick, they showed Sly Cooper, a new Sly Cooper game, Thieves in Time 2012. If any of you guys care
The
about
art
that,
style looks interesting.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I said about
Yeah.
like
and something
It looks interesting.
something that I really wanted to touch on a little bit. They showed a new game called Dust, and what it is, it's you guys have heard of the game
From
EVE
Dust,
Online,
right?
No, it's called Dust.
From Dust, right?
So it's just called Dust. If you guys are
Is
familiar
it the
with
simulator game where you have to create the world?
no,
Is it the sand one where sand goes everywhere?
no.
This is where I get sand in my butt.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep talking over you guys. If you guys are familiar with the game EVE Online, it's based in that same universe. And what's kind of interesting about it, it's the first true cross-platform game. So basically, people who are playing this Dust game on PS3s, they can be playing the way they made it sound. They're playing in the same universe as people on EVE Online. So EVE Online is like the ship battles and stuff like that. And this is like a first-person ground, like troop, like conquest sort of first-person game, and it looks insane. So
Okay, where's the dust? Is there dust storms?
You think that dust could gather in your butthole? Like if you just like
Just take a shower and clean it out.
like if you don't wear any.
this is
pants
what happens
at
when I
all
actually
and
try
you
to
just,
talk gaming with you
lay
guys.
face down. Like say you lay face down in your pillow like for maybe like a week or so, and then there might be like this dust layer over your butt.
No, it'd be
Know what
like
I
a
mean?
lint ball. It would be like a lint ball, like you get in your belly button.
Yeah, like over your TV. You leave it sit. You got this big,
Unbelievable. You
you got this.
Well,
big-
anyway, from Dust was an actual game that I think Jordan and I were thinking of.
No, but this
The end.
looks
Shut
really
the hell
interesting.
up about Dust.
At
No
at the
more.
end of the Dust trailer, they showed them shooting sort of like an ion cannon sort of deal off the ground into the space, and then they kind of zoomed out and panned out, showing it hitting the ship and orbiting the planet, whatever the battle was happening. So if it actually works that way, where the two games are kind of operating on the same deal and they affect each other, that's actually really interesting.
So wait, one second. I really want to touch on James's subject here.
God. You know what? When you guys talk about stuff, I let you talk.
I think we might
I
have
let
to
you
take
talk.
this.
Yeah,
to
that's going to
private.
change. That's going to change. When you guys try to talk gaming, I'm just going to be like, so, did you guys go to the zoo and ever just look at the chimpanzees throwing feces at each other? It's really interesting stuff, guys. I just think we should talk about it.
I did. That it's funny you should bring that up, Max.
What if you go to the zoo while there's lint and dust in your butt, and then you watch as the monkeys throw your dust poop at each other? Amazing.
All right. Anyway,
There's a
next
bunch
up.
of other stuff I could talk about, but I'm going to skip through it. Let's move to the NGP, which is unveiled to be
Oh,
the PlayStation Vita. So
wait. Let me ask something quick. What are we looking at for topics? Like how many we have left?
We got Nintendo.
we got
and
Nintendo.
then-
That's why I'm just.
I think we should.
I'm
do-
kind of thinking we should split this up and do like a weekend episode so we can get like a
There's
full
not
thing
much
of
with
callers.
Nintendo though, so I think we can get it out real quick, and then we can do a few.
I like the orchestra.
I don't know about the whole callers thing because I got to go to bed pretty soon.
No, I'm talking about like we do a weekend thing and have mostly callers.
Yeah,
Oh,
we could do
okay.
that. Okay, that
On the
works.
weekend
Like-
thing.
That works.
Yeah,
Have
just
your
to make
European
up.
thing.
Because I feel
Have your
kind of
European
bad.
thing
I feel
this
kind of
weekend.
bad us cutting it short, but we just had so much to talk about E3 wise.
Lots to talk about. And
And
Max is
I
whining
gotta-
because he has to go to bed.
Says the guy who probably is going to wake up
Me
at
and
like
James has two
11
very
in the
important-
morning,
Me and
something
The
like
guy
that.
who sleeps in till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
I'm waking up
every
at 4 in the morning. All right, buddy. I got to work.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that me and James have some very important topics to talk about after this is done.
Like
so
butt dust.
exactly, he brought up something that is very hard hitting, and we need to discuss it before it.
Should be included in a game.
You know what?
But let's talk PlayStation Vita.
Now
So-
that would be innovation.
Yes, Vita.
They talked about it
Bring
as
it
soon
back.
as they talked about
Shut up.
the that it's called PlayStation Vita. They went ahead and made sure that we knew that Vita means life. So that's important.
That it almost like it stands for vitamin. Like you're taking your vitamins, your daily dose of Vita.
Velveeta cheese. It's a cross promotion.
Yeah.
But Velveeta doesn't have anything to do with
Randomly
Vita.
in your games, you're just going to see ads for Velveeta cheese.
I like Velveeta cheese.
Subliminal
Yeah,
ad-
you melt Velveeta cheese with
If you go to
salsa.
the-
Oh, great
Oh, no.
combination.
If you go to the Velveeta section of your local grocery store, you can play full demos of Vita games,
You'll be playing the new Uncharted on your Vita.
like Subway.
You'll be playing new Uncharted on your Vita, and Drake will be like, "Oh man, I'm really hungry. What do I
I'm
got?"
gonna
They
put.
Oh,
announced any
Velveeta
games
cheese.
for it, or was it just like was
Subway
it just
has
a
Velveeta
handheld?
For any
Was it
games,
just a hand? Yeah, were there any games, or was it just a handheld itself?
They talked about some titles. I
Uh,
think like the Uncharted game. I don't know what else.
Yeah, I can tell you what
Damn it.
games they got, but I was just going to read off the
There you
specs
go.
real quick for the PlayStation Vita. It's 2 analog sticks, standard 5-inch LED OLED screen, front and rear cameras. Yeah, touchscreen. There's also one on the back. There's a touchscreen on the back.
Yeah, you can touch on the back too. There's some games that
Ooh.
is that.
Yeah, front and rear cameras and Wi-Fi and 3G Wi-Fi models. Now, the
It just
interesting
means you
part
have to
about
on-blood
the
on all points.
the
yeah.
interesting part about the Wi-Fi and 3G Wi-Fi, the price points for those, which really was surprising to me because pretty much everyone was expecting this thing to be like $400, and the prices for it are actually pretty damn reasonable. So it's kind of going to give the 3DS some serious competition.
It's like $50 lower than it, right?
It's $249, or it's $250 basically for just Wi-Fi, regular Wi-Fi, and then it's 3G Wi-Fi is $300, and that is actually not bad for all that
That's
tech that's in
actually.
there.
And do they charge you extra charges, or is that included?
I
in
don't know
initial
what the
price?
extra, if there are extra charges. I know that
'Cause
they went exclusively for their internet. You know, their provider is
On
AT&T,
AT&T.
which is kind of
So
retarded.
Everybody,
that means,
everyone
like-
sighed. Everyone in
There
the
was a
audience
big,
sighed
there was a
when they
big
said
like
that.
mixed reaction, yeah, from
People
the crowd there.
booed.
Everyone was like, yeah,
Oh,
we
did
don't
they
like that.
really?
Yeah, when they announced that they were
AT&T.
AT&T. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's like, I can't even think of a comparison.
When did they say that it was like scheduled, like release or whatever? It's the end of the year, right? Or
It's
End of this year?
Let me see.
Oh.
Let me look at my notes here.
sucks for Nintendo to have such a shitty launch with the 3DS with no games or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have thought about that before they did
It says
that.
everything that they
Yeah.
showed at this conference with all the games and stuff like that. They should be available this holiday. So you're talking like fall, stuff like that.
Nintendo needs to step its game up. Then they still don't have no games.
But if you guys wanted to
Don't
know
have no games.
if you guys wanted to know the games that they showed Uncharted, Golden Abyss. That's the one that's for NGP or Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics look pretty awesome. Interestingly enough, they use the touch screens pretty like in a sort of neat way. You can touch like different enemies, like it sounds funny. You can touch different enemies,
Touch the enemy.
like touch places on them to do like combos, and take them down.
What?
Yeah, but the thing that's
Kick 'em in the
interesting,
nuts.
the thing that's interesting too, is they don't make it so you're locked into using a specific control feature. You know what I mean? You can choose to use the buttons and play that
Yeah,
way,
you can use
or you
whatever.
can do the touch thing, which is kind of cool. And the other thing is too with the
You can
front
use it
touch
to climb
screen.
ledges.
Yeah, for climbing ledges and stuff like that, because you do a lot of climbing or whatever in Uncharted. So you can use your finger and paint along the edges where you want, like the path you want him to go, and he'll kind of just follow that area. And if you're like right by a ledge and there's an enemy by the top of it, you can tap the enemy and it'll pull him down and throw him
Doesn't
off.
matter where you tap them.
I think only in the crotch. It only responds if you tap him in the crotch or the buttocks.
Yeah,
Well, I
give
mean,
him a
if you
nice
turn
little
around, you have
butt
to tap him in the
squeeze.
ass.
Yeah,
butt
give him a
squeeze.
nice little butt squeeze.
Yeah, I was gonna
Finally
say.
figure out
Before-
what Drake is really
Before you
doing.
throw him down into the abyss to die, he
Drake's
goes,
really
"Ooh."
Touching the uncharted areas of his male counterparts.
So wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they
man.
also
Does
have
that
it.
wrap that up then?
They also have you can you touch like your weapon icon or whatever, load and switch weapons, and then they had another game called Rune.
Nice.
They actually had like some guy really he was really sweaty and out of breath talking about it. It was really funny. But it's a top-down
He was
third
just running
person.
around the track.
It's a top-down third-person combat game. Apparently, you can like fight other players that are on the network, and they're like your rivals. And the more powerful they get, they have layers that you have to battle through, and blah 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 blah. Then they have a new version of Mod Nation Racers. And what was interesting, I'll just highlight the map creation on that because of the touch screen and stuff like that. They made it real easy for you to make maps and stuff, your different custom tracks.
I'm
So-
getting sick of all this touching that's going on with this
You
Vita.
don't like touching?
This
I'm
Vita
liking it.
touch.
I'm liking it.
I know you
And
like it, Jake.
yeah, so
When I touch more.
they showed some cool stuff with the map creator and track creator and Mod Nation Racer using the touchscreen and stuff. Then they showed Little Big Planet for it. Basically, the only thing that I got from that was you can take pictures of like yourself. The only like highlight of it is you can take pictures of like someone's face and then just like edit out the face and use that hair in the game. So like you can superimpose
Yeah, like
stuff you take
What
pictures
are those
of.
called? Like AR games or something reality.
alternate
reality
reality.
games where you can take pictures. No, it's not alternate reality.
I was
It's
gonna
like
say, that
enhanced.
doesn't-
Maybe.
I don't know. So, anyways, you can use the camera on the Vita to superimpose stuff into the game or whatever.
Augmented.
I'm
Yeah.
sick.
augmented
I'm
reality.
sick of this
Just
Vita
because you know nothing about it.
vitality. It just sounds dumb. I don't know.
It's
I've
actually
never been a
pretty
big handheld guy, so
You know, all right. To wrap up the
But it sounds
conference,
interesting.
they mentioned Street Fighter Cross Tekken. If you guys are interested in that, Cole from Infamous 2 is going to be in that game for some reason. I don't know why, but Cole from Infamous 2 is going to be in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And then to kind of
The
close
infamous
out,
2 version of him?
yeah,
Meh.
yeah. So to wrap things up, the Ridge Racer guy actually did come out. He didn't say anything about Ridge Racer, unfortunately,
Ridge Racer.
but he was making
Me,
fun
I'm the
of.
Ridge Racer guy.
He was
Bye.
making fun of the Sony CEO's Jack Tretton, you know, the guy. He was making fun of his tie. So, like, when Jack came back out to close out the conference, he's like, "Oh, you're making fun of my tie. I was going to have to..." He, like, took a jab at him. He's like, "I remember that Ridge Racer thing you said." he, like, called him out in front of everybody there, so it was pretty funny. And then to close out their conference, they ended with a really terrible DJ and some retarded stage dancing with, like, ballerinas and stuff. It was really dumb.
what?
Yeah, I'm not even lying. They had like this crazy DJ who like thought he was the shit, and he just sucked.
He's like, yeah, playing an E3.
Apparently, Sony thinks DJs and like artful dancing goes together, and he wasn't even playing like that type of music. He was playing like Beastie Boys and like.
Wow.
It's funny. It's funny how kind of out of touch these guys are
Yeah, it is.
to a certain extent.
All right.
Yeah, another thing.
They're just getting further and further away.
One thing we missed with the EA stuff, they actually had for, was it Madden 12? When they had Madden 2012, they had the Inception song going, you know, the Zach.
Oh yeah, they did. I was like, what the fuck?
They're like revealing these NFL guys, and they're just saying these cheesy lines.
It was just like, I was like, what? Happening?
That's so bad.
So that pretty much wrapped up the Sony conference. You guys want to move on, mosey on over to?
Well, I might as well
Nintendo?
talk because the chat just doesn't shut up about this WWE 12 game that they want to hear me talk about.
my
I'll probably make
God.
a video specifically about it since you guys aren't fans about it.
So do you guys
I don't
want to
wanna,
talk about the lint that
Like,
gathers sometimes between
Hey!
your ass cheeks? Sometimes
I
there's
already
lint
said-
there.
I was just gonna say one line about it. Goodness gracious! I didn't have to talk about it. We could talk about lint in the butt later.
Go ahead,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I wanna-
You're like, there's always time
Well,
to talk
the
about
fact
lint in the
that-
butt.
Don't they wear the G strings that go right up the butt?
What?
Oh boy.
And we're moving on.
WWE,
Okay.
go, James. I'm in full support of you talking about it now.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
Just go, James. Talk about something.
Well, THQ, right? So they're pumping this game up again to be like, this is the reason why like THQ doesn't, like, Ubisoft has their press conference or whatever, and EA, they got the Madden, they showed FIFA in the press conference, they showed all these sports games. Wrestling's not even on there anymore. No one gives a shit about it anymore. Like, no one cares because the games fucking blow. Like, they don't make, like, the thing about the old N64 games was that anybody could pick them up. It didn't even matter that they were wrestling games. Like, anybody with an N64 played, like, the No Mercy game and all that, like the old ones, because it was just a good game. That, like, mentality of them now is just gone. Like, it's not targeted to be just such a good wrestling game that even non-wrestling fans will like it. It's just like same shit, different year, pretty much. But now they're trying to say that they rebuilt the engine and all this other stuff. I'll probably get into it in the video, like, on my channel, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm cautious about liking it, and I'm not gonna, like, get my hopes up too high, no matter what they say, because
They blow a lot of smoke.
Yeah, THQ's known for that. Throughout any interview, they say they confirm this, they confirm that, modes, this, that. Nothing ever happens. This shit that you see, like, FIFA doing, I seen FIFA, they have, like, this whole network going on with their site, like, uploading videos and doing all this crazy shit. Where the fuck is THQ doing this stuff? Like, why are they so far behind with this? Like, FIFA, I don't play FIFA, but they got some, like, NBA, they got some crazy shit going on with their game.
Yep.
And we don't get shit. That sucks. That's what I'm saying. And it's no wonder that THQ is always reporting like quarterly losses. If they're supposedly their biggest seller is the wrestling franchise, which is hard to believe.
And they're not even taking care of it.
Because you know they got Saints Row, they got Red Faction.
Yeah, really.
They got some other game. They got Darksiders, and there's Darksiders 2, I think.
Yeah.
You know, they got games, but they're always reporting losses, and that every time. Like when I've talked to the community managers and stuff. Like they would say they would cut stuff out because of cost. Like if that's just gonna make the games worse. That like they can't blow smoke if we
You gotta
obviously
spend money to
know
make
that
money.
they have. Yeah, if they have less money to work with, then how are we supposed to believe that they're making a better game?
Like, do you take a
Doesn't make
gamble
sense.
and like try to invest a little bit more into making the game better, and then hopefully recoup that with your sales, or do you slowly dig yourself into a ditch and then eventually
They
there's
refuse
nothing
to
left?
do like it has to be annual. They won't take a year off. Like it has to be annual. But even still, I mean, Madden's kind of been the same.
It's
shit.
turning into like a Madden game then, where they just update the rosters every year.
Like I've seen, like the review. I think it was NBA 2K10. I think it was where there was a review and it was saying like annual sports games don't have any excuse now because of the NBA game that came out was just like that good that they pumped that much shit into an annual game. So it's like everyone else needs to step their game up or get the hell out.
Yeah, the thing is, they have the engine and they have the people that they can just like you said, they need to start pumping more stuff into those to make them a little better, rather than just updating the rosters with a couple new people
Yeah.
and the same old thing.
I can go with a bunch of other stuff. Like, I'll probably just do it in a video, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be like I've already seen people say like it's the greatest game ever and all that because I don't know. I'm not getting all into it like that. But anyway, Nintendo.
All right,
What's
let's-
Nintendo?
Nintendo.
Well, now, the Wii U. Are we going to talk about
Did
that?
you
or are we
guys-
gonna
did
talk
you guys
about
want me to-
Mostly it was Wii U and it was 3DS stuff. That was mostly their press conference.
Yeah, that's.
I got notes on it. I could go through it real fast, and you guys can just get input
All
from
right.
you guys if you guys
Okay,
want to
go
do it
quick.
sort of.
Do it.
All right, so basically
Down
it
like
started
fraction.
out with you're using that now. Break it down like a fraction. It's a good,
I liked it.
It's a
Go.
good analogy. Miyamoto basically came out and he started talking about Zelda and the 25th anniversary, and they had like an orchestra there in front of the stage, and they started playing like it was kind of weird. Like Miyamoto was like, oh, he was like so excited. He's like, I can play with this orchestra and stuff like that. So he's like having them play sounds from the game, like when you get an item, that type of stuff. And he asked them to play. He asked them to play. I forget which one it was. He said play the getting item sound again. And just before that, they were playing the Fairy Fountain song. So he said to play the Getting the Item song again. And like half the orchestra was playing Fairy Fountain and half was doing the correct thing. And then they're like halfway through, like they kind of fixed it. So it was like blurred together. And then they realized they were screwing up and got it working. But then,
Funny.
so then he talked about Zelda Ocarina of Time on 3DS. He showed some of the stuff. It's going to have better graphics, obviously, better frame rate, and then for the DSi, I guess there's Zelda Four Swords, which is gonna. This is kind of interesting. It's a 4-player co-op Zelda game that's coming out for the DSi, and it's free to download.
Wow,
Yeah, you don't have to pay
that's
for
pretty
it,
interesting.
which is actually
What is it?
It's called Legend of Zelda. Lolja. No, Legend of Zelda Four Swords, and it's a 4-player co-op game, and it's free. It's going to be digital distribution, but it's free. You don't have to pay for it. They're just giving it as a gift. So that's pretty sweet. Kudos to Miyamoto for that. If you guys are interested in the Skyward Sword, they talked about it a little bit, and it's going to release this holiday season for the Wii. And they're going to have a golden Wii remote as a promotion for the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
So if you like your bling on your Wii remotes, go for that. If you guys are interested in the music, obviously music is a big thing with the Legend of Zelda games. So I guess that's part of the reason why they had the orchestra there. They're doing Legend of Zelda symphony concerts. They're going to be held like in different regions around Europe and the US.
What?
Yeah.
Who's gonna go to those?
I'm sure people will go to them. I don't know if there was one in
People
Chicago and
like
it's not that.
orchestra stuff.
If there's one in Chicago, it wasn't that far away and it wasn't that expensive. maybe
I wonder if Sony's going to pay to have that DJ travel around.
Right, yeah. He's like the warm up. He's like trying to
Yeah,
warm
they'll
up
do
the
like
crowd.
2 or 3 songs, and then all of a sudden the DJ will just
He just
pop
like,
out of nowhere and the dancers will come up.
Listen, hey, listen, hey.
And then the orchestra comes in. No, but I guess they're going to take stuff from those concerts and be recording them. They're going to release a soundtrack kind of derived from those concerts.
Yeah,
And they're also, they talked about how there's going to be an Ocarina of Time 3D, soundtrack or whatever. So,
3D soundtrack? Wait a second.
No,
How
Ocarina of
make
Time,
audio
Ocarina of
3D?
Time 3D, the soundtrack.
Okay.
Okay.
You kind of said
You
it all
open up-
together.
you
It's
open
like
up your ears
HD
there.
sunglasses.
Yeah, HD sunglasses. Those make me laugh so much.
That'll happen.
And then every now and then you see like some like
No,
older,
there already are HD
you
sunglasses.
see
yeah,
some like
there
older
we go.
people walking around and they look like they're wearing those big HD
I
sunglasses.
see life in 1080p.
But
man.
then I guess Nintendo's global president Satoru Iwata came out and started to talk about, he started building up to the new console and stuff like that. He said their goal is to satisfy all types of players with the new platform.
That was a fucking cock tease.
Yeah,
That
it was. It
what that
was. They were stalling a whole bunch on that one. I'm like, just show the damn thing already. Jesus.
Yeah, and then they just go on to other random shit, and then they come
He's
back
like,
to it later.
we
on.
could
Like,
show
what
it
the
to you
hell
right
is the point of
now,
that?
but we're not going to.
Yeah.
So they just kept driving home that they want to appeal to a wider, they want to appeal to all gamers. They want people to see games in a different way. And I guess the new console, the Wii U that we know it is now, is going to release next year. So some of the games that are moving into 3D that they talked about are Mario Kart. There's going to be a Mario Kart 3D game. Star Fox, Super Mario, Kid Icarus, and Luigi's Mansion. So you guys...
I know they announced the Smash Brothers for a 3DS, I think.
I
People
think
popped
so.
for it.
Yeah.
They're cheering.
Yeah, but that
Yeah, I
actually
think
does
a
kind of
Pikmin,
interesting,
too.
though. The Mario Kart, Star Fox, Super Mario, all those games really, minus Luigi's Mansion, were looking pretty solid. And it's like,
What's wrong with Luigi's Mansion?
I never got into Luigi's Mansion, and it looked like it was just more of the same.
So
Why not
that
another
means
Yoshi
it's not
story,
solid?
damn it? Where's Yoshi? I want a Yoshi story.
Pokemon Snap 3D.
Pokemon Snap.
I'm just sick of this 3D
Actually, I think they
thing.
did. They
It's
did.
gotta go.
They mentioned that there's a Pokemon game coming out actually for 3DS, and it's going to have like a 3D Pokedex thing. And
That's
Pokemon...
not a game. It's already out.
That's an update. Yeah, that's an update thing.
It's
Oh, is
just
it?
like
It's
a
not an
free
actual
thing.
game?
It's like an app that they have.
Oh, that's
up
kinda
there.
Yeah, they added
stupid.
a store or something like that on the 3DS.
Yeah, that was like the day before the not the day before the
Yeah,
press
Z
conference.
kept complaining. He kept trying to update his thing, and he was like, "Man, it's not adding the store thing." And he's getting all pissed.
Mine worked pretty quick. There's nothing on there really that's like interesting. I mean, they have well, I guess speaking of the 3DS, they had a Resident Evil trailer on there in 3D, and from the screen,
I
the
am
screenshots.
I'm so sick of this 3D stuff.
Man, when I heard those gunshots of Resident Evil, I was like, "Holy shit!" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was so memorized by
Memorized. Talking is just not.
So many
it's not been
speech
our
fails
day.
today.
Yeah, really.
That was like my. That was like a sec.
That was
my
number
sec-
2.
That was my number 2.
I'm letting you hear about it, okay?
He's going number
So-
2 in his pants right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Well, anyway,
They kept. All right, so they went through after they listed all the games that are going to be coming out. They showed Mario Kart 3D. They're going to have like some hang glider feature for like carts, so you can like go off a jump and like hang glide down to the next thing or whatever. And they got new racetracks that are like underwater and stuff. There's kart customization now. You can trick out your little Mario Kart thingy dealy whatever. I wish I had a 3DS. I mean, I don't want to shell out all that money for those. You know what they're doing? They're baiting people with nostalgia. Is what they're doing. They're repackaging it
That's
and making it
what
look all
Nintendo's
cool.
gig
I know
is.
that's what their
That's
gig
what
is, and they're
trying to
bastards
do.
because it
And
works.
we had said that. We had discussed this earlier, is that they can't keep playing this nostalgia card because it's not going to last forever.
They're so used to it working.
They got to
though,
come up with something. They need something big to get back
they need
up there.
they need honestly a rude awakening. Like something needs to happen where people just stop buying all this repackaged stuff.
yeah,
out there.
that's going to
They
happen.
need to do new IPs.
They do.
They
yeah.
need a
Not only,
Yoshi.
not only like games though, they need a new system that's gonna completely, because they came out with the Wii, and that was like fantastic, best selling console and everything for an entire like every demographic there is. And then Microsoft came out with Kinect, which kind of evened out the sales. And now that they're just rehashing stuff, they can only last so long doing this.
They really, like someone said in the chat, like they need a new character. I mean, like all the iconic characters from back then have all been like, well, other than Mario, I guess Mario's okay, like still doing all right. But like Crash Bandicoot went to shit, Spyro went to shit, freaking Sonic is like shit trying to make a comeback.
They need
Like,
Sonic,
oh,
the
you-
gritty, real life version,
really worked
stabbing people.
Are we talking about Nintendo?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Nintendo needing a character, like a new
Yeah,
character.
but you were just naming
they're-
you were naming Sega and then PlayStation characters.
Yeah, I'm saying that all those other characters went
Okay.
to shit. Like I'm
Okay.
saying that they need like a new character. Even in general, they just need.
Would
you
you
know,
play a
You know
Sonic?
what? You know what I
Those were
think that
Nintendo
should be is the guy from the Conduit.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you know what? Abe Lincoln.
tell you
Abe
what.
Lincoln should be a Nintendo.
Tell you what, get one more time, repackage all the characters, but put them all in a gritty, through like just real environment. And like Star Fox is a badass. He like grew up.
Reboot.
He grew up like on the streets. He's just like so good at slashing people.
The kids would be playing that. You know what they'd be thinking? They'd be like, "What?
Grand
What?"
Theft Nintendo.
Mario's like whipping shells at people, like just denting people's faces with shells and stuff.
Luigi is just like a sloppy, dirty drunk.
Yeah. Just
Yoshi just rips people apart.
yep.
Just blood dripping down his teeth.
He's just like a scaly-looking dinosaur, like he is from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's been like the trend with movies and stuff like that. Take things like the Dark Knight, they made it grittier and stuff like that. So let's do it with Mario stuff.
Let's see Mario, pull out some Glocks and start shooting up and robbing a bank.
I already got the
people
title
wanna
for the
see
Mario
it.
game.
Or he's just
It's
what?
Mario. What? You're dead.
They should make a Mario actual plumbing game where you're actually a plumber named Mario.
Yeah, the thing is though, Mario would be a mob boss, and his job is plumbing. That's his family business, is quote unquote
front.
plumbing. But he's actually a mob boss that deals in mushrooms.
I just plunged Frankie Bonafuto.
Yeah, you see all these mob guys. Their businesses are just a way of getting rid of the bodies. It's mostly
They flush them down the drain.
it's either it's like waste management's like the most popular one because need
Xbox-ish rats.
There was
that
actually a
this game would be called
GTA
Nintendo Universe Uncensored.
There was a GTA 4 machinima that did that actually. They took the Mario Brothers and like made it all kind of what we've just been talking about. Like there's a bunch of explosions and stuff, and they got like Koopa. They got Koopa helping them to take out. Just look it up. I don't remember what it was, but look up like GTA Mario something. I don't know. Maybe you can find it if you do some googling. But it was pretty funny. Some people in the chat might know what I'm
How
talking
about
about.
that? How about that Wii U?
All right,
They didn't
Wii
get to
U.
that yet. That Wii U, that was so fucking confusing to me.
Yeah.
It
Because
was.
the dude presented it, and he kept saying controller, and then he said console. He just kept
People are
he
getting
switched
confused, yeah.
back and forth, and I was sitting here, what the fuck is it? Is it the controller or is it the console?
I
Because
think
I'm sitting there
it's a controller. It goes
yeah,
with
it is
the
the controller. I
Wii
figured
unit.
it out eventually, but I'm saying during the presentation, he kept
No,
switching.
there's
back
a
and
console
forth.
to it. There's a console to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No,
I
it's
know
not
that
just a
now.
controller.
You don't need a console.
Well, no,
to see
Junk
the
was just
controller.
saying that it goes with the Wii.
Doesn't it go with the Wii or no?
Oh
No,
no, not the
no.
Wii.
It's
It's
its
a
own
separate
console.
console. Yeah, it's a separate.
Okay. I thought it because like that golf thing that was pretty impressive. When it was like, okay, what is this? And then he put it on the ground, and you
Yeah.
see the character hitting the
Yeah, you could still
ball
use
out of
the
the
Wii,
sand.
Wii controller.
Yeah, that's
I just
why
thought-
I thought it was with the Wii
Yeah.
piece.
Well, it's like with the Wii, you could use the GameCube controller. It's the same thing.
I was so mind fucked. I was like, because they bring out a tablet and they start saying that you can use the Wii remote for it, and I was like, why the fuck would
The
I
only
use a
thing
remote on a tablet?
The only thing that's cool about it, I guess, is if, that whole scenario they played out where like, oh, I want to watch the game, and then you can grab your controller and play it on there. That's kind of neat, I guess.
When I finally seen that when I seen the pictures of the console, then I was thinking, okay, this is the controller. I was thinking like, This could be really bad for them because of the amount of people that hated the Xbox One controller, how fucking big it was. And here they come with this huge thing that it's got this big ass screen in the middle. And then when I thought of the screen, I was like, man, if Sega was around, you'd think if Dreamcast would have been successful, that probably would have been the next thing they did because they had that screen right there in the middle of the
They had the little
They
memory card thing that you stuck
they
in.
didn't do anything with it. And I was like, man, if there was a Dreamcast 2, that would have been it right there. I was just sitting there. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Dreamcast 2.
Well, somebody was talking about the controller, how it's kind of awkward because on the right side you have the joystick or the D-pad or whatever the hell it is right there, and then the buttons are below it. Usually,
Yeah, they're both
like
up
it's
top,
above.
right? The analogs
Yeah.
are both over top of them.
Yeah, on top. And so the guy was saying that it's kind of awkward to switch downward. Like, it's not incredibly awkward, but he's used to them being above, so it takes some getting used to.
That's something
So.
that's been like that for years, and then you just switch
Yeah.
it up. I don't know.
So
I was
basically-
thinking, like, it might be all right if the screen does more than just shows you, like, your inventory. Like, you're playing, like, Resident Evil or something. It just shows what you got in your inventory down there in the screen, and that's it. And then you have to keep looking down there. Gameplay's still going, and you're getting your ass kicked on the gameplay while you're trying to do your inventory on the screen. That's gonna piss me off. I'm just gonna be sitting there like,
If you guys,
God damn it, I'm trying to organize.
if you guys want, I'll read some specs for the Wii U just so people can know what to expect from
Do it.
Gotta go.
I did hear that they got 25 gig disc. I heard that.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty ridiculous.
I know they were saying that they're not using Blu-ray; they're using their own proprietary,
Yeah, it's 25
Tech,
gigs.
So we'll
like
see.
their
We'll see.
DVDs.
I don't know, man. We'll see. But
It's big.
Guess
new
he's such a
controller.
lion.
New controller.
I
I'm
know,
not
he's
saying.
trying to-
I'm just
he's
saying
trying to make it
we
seem
can't.
like
We
online.
can't confirm or deny it. That's what I'm saying. That's all.
Hey,
That's
if it's
all.
on the news sites, then it's confirmed, okay? Don't make me throw some
Hey,
dust
hey.
at you.
We need to start wrapping this up. This
All
has
right.
been going
He's going to
on.
go into the
Okay,
specs.
so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just wrap it up. I'll talk about the specs and we can just do like our final thoughts on Nintendo. New controller, like you guys may or may not know, it looks like a tablet. It's got a screen in the middle. It's a 6.2-inch screen built into the middle of the controller. It's going to be backwards compatible with all old Wii products, so it's going to have like Virtual Console and stuff like that on it, and all that old good stuff that you would expect from it. It has the ability to switch from playing on the console, like on your screen, to the controller, like they showed in a demonstration. So if somebody wants to watch TV, they can. You can play it on your console there. They got like a different thing where you can like draw on your controller. They showed like someone making like kind of digital art, like coloring it in and stuff like that, which looked kind of interesting if it works well. That could be kind of useful tool. There's Wii Motion with the new controller, so like you can move the controller like to the TV or whatever, and I don't know. There's like you can kind of
Like when you're scoping in and stuff on like kind of maybe an on rails kind of game where you can use the controller as like a target and aim on the screen and shoot and stuff like that.
Right. They got your basic, video calls with the new controller like you'd expect. So there is a camera on the controller. You can browse the web with it, and kind of the whole motion thing that we were just talking about. You can kind of manipulate and zoom in on what's on the TV digitally, although, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But they got the normal button layout, they got rumble feature, accelerometer, gyroscope.
Oh, that's the accelerometer and gyroscope stuff is like, it's like the 6-axis.
Yeah. Mic, speakers, and an inward-facing camera. It's not a portable device, they really emphasize that because it looks like a portable device, like a handheld kind of thing.
You got to be in the
bigger.
same area with the system.
Yeah, there's like a certain zone that you got to be in or whatever. So it's,
okay.
But the video is transmitted from the console to the controller, so you still will be able to play, all your intensive games and stuff like that, but just not really, really far away. And then they said about there's Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. It's coming out for both of them. And the software will work together in some way or another. That's what they said. And the thing that was kind of, it's like, they didn't even have any real games. They just, had tech demos. Of, they showed, Link fighting a spider.
No, he didn't want to. No, the Reggie dude said he didn't want to call them tech demos. He wanted to call them experiences.
Experiences. I'm
what he
sorry.
wanted to
I'm sorry.
say.
I'm sorry.
Experience,
I'm
Max.
misrepresenting Reggie.
Honor his request,
I'm
you
sorry.
jerk.
Experiences. They had experiences. But what they showed, though, of the Zelda experience, it did look pretty awesome. If you're real heavy into the Zelda franchise and series, that could get you excited. And hot and bothered. And then they showed some display of like what the graphics can look like, and it was like some bird flying around in Japan. Looked pretty nice. There's some cool water effects and whatnot, but
yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty impressive with that graphics part of it.
Okay, we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the Milo bullshit for the Kinect, and that turned out.
Yeah, like what happened to that, huh?
I'm not going off these stupid tech demos and just oh my god, I'm so excited because I got to see a bird fly.
okay.
I mean, I really wanted to play with Milo. I really did.
I wanted to yell at him.
I wanted to abuse that kid pretty bad. Just mess up his little
I just wanted
tiny
to keep
child
making
brain.
him brush his teeth over and over again.
You'll never be clean, Milo.
All right,
You
so
missed a spot, clean it again.
we've been going for a while. I'll just wrap up by saying the games that they said will be on the new console. They kind of had like a little montage of developers saying what games they have that are going to be on the Wii U. Batman Arkham City is going to be on it.
Yes.
Tekken is going to be on it, a new Tekken game. Some Dirt game is going to be on the Wii U. Aliens Colonial Marines is going to be on it. Ghost Recon Online is going to be on it. Metro Last Light is going to be on it. And
Can't wait till that comes out.
Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is going to be on it. So
Most of these games are already going to be out, like for the Xbox and the PS3.
and that kind of leads me to my my whole thought on the Wii U is like, yeah, some of the stuff is kind of cool, but Thunder is Thunder. You know,
Wow.
Thunder why
Yeah, that was loud.
that was Reggie. Reggie is mad. He's not liking me
doesn't want
talking
you to
bad.
Experience.
Well, that's what a couple of analysts that I was watching were saying was that they actually thought that Nintendo came out kind of strong because they really were pushing that they have for the Wii. They didn't really have all their content wasn't third party. It was mainly their stuff.
Yeah.
And with the Wii U, they're bringing in a lot more third party
That's
stuff.
because
and they
no
really
one wanted
pushed
to
that.
make anything for the Wii.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Was it didn't have the Wii didn't have the tech that the 360.
So the whole
PS3
gist
do.
between Nintendo now is that like you can't bring up the specs of the system anymore. That's good. So now that they not only did they play catch up, but now they're trying to do something different, and it's just to see whether or not this works and if people are even going to want to break from what they pretty much know and love. Like
And
what reason? Like, are we really going to switch over to the Wii U just because there's an inventory in the screen?
Right, exactly. Is it enough for us to want to buy those games for the Wii?
Getting used to a brand new controller.
Right, yeah.
Nah, that's a big ass.
Nah.
Like,
So I don't know. It just seems like Nintendo. I mean, it's obvious they're trying to catch up to everyone else, and I'm interested to see where they're going to be at when the rest of the companies, Sony, Microsoft, unveil their next gen consoles. Where's the Wii going to be at? I mean,
telling you, there's going to be a headset.
Are they
going to
be ready?
Well, I think it's a race. It's a race of gimmicks. It's like we're going to make a gimmick that's going to out gimmick your gimmick, and it's
and that's disappointing.
Well, that's what it's always been that way. Though. That's marketing.
It's ridiculous. I just want to play video games with a controller that look pretty and have cool gameplay. I don't care about peripherals.
I really
I just want a cool
dislike
game.
anything 3D, to be honest. I'm getting sick of it. There's too much attached to it, and it's like I could care less if it looks 3D. I can look out my window and see 3D.
You better be careful.
I
You're going to
agree
hear
with-
some lightning
I mean-
over there. All right, Reggie.
I agree with it. I mean, some of the 3D
Some
stuff
thunder.
is cool enough, but some of it actually, I mean, shit, it gets me nauseous some of the time.
Tell you what, Reggie's going to be smiting somebody today.
Oh, okay, we got to wrap this up. Okay, in one quick word, just go through and say what you were most excited about seeing at E3. Dan, you first.
Batman Arkham Asylum. I promised
Max.
people in the chat that I would mention it.
Oh, we didn't even get to talk about that. Well, there wasn't. I mean,
We'll
it
talk
looked
about it
good.
later.
It looked
We'll talk
good.
about it on the.
I'm just saying, just mention
I'm
stuff.
excited.
Just say something. You don't have to explain why or anything. Just
Battlefield
say what-
3,
Petri dish.
Battlefield 3, and PlayStation Vita were pretty awesome.
James.
Other than those two that I was talking about earlier, the Overstrike and the Brothers in Arms Series 4, I guess the new Dead Island. Where the fuck was Dead Island at the whole?
We'll
fucking
discuss it
time?
later.
There was no. I mean, not in our conversation, but I mean at E3, there was nothing on Dead
Yeah,
Island.
that's
There was
true.
like
I
side
agree.
stuff. If you watch like G4, they had like some hands-on stuff. And, some they were interviewing
Man.
the devs and stuff. But did they have anything like on the stages and stuff?
And I
No.
heard about a new Alan Wake too, and there was nothing. Well, I haven't
I
heard
didn't
anything
hear
about
about
that,
that.
either. I heard about an Alan Wake. I was like,
Okay,
what the
John,
fuck?
what'd you hear?
Battlefield 3.
Battlefield 3. I'm gonna say, I mean, of course, Mass Effect is amazing and all that, but I was most impressed by the Assassin's Creed trailer.
The trailer? I thought you were gonna say Far Cry for some reason.
Far Cry's good, but like, I mean, I'll end up playing it a lot because I played Far Cry 2 about 10 times through. And I beat
It was
up-
the original IPs, the new ones that stuck out to me.
yeah.
Like the Dead Island, Overstrike, the Furious 4. Like
Yeah,
all these
Overstrike was pretty surprising. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff. So it's going to be a good year. We're going to sign off now.
Yeah.
for Creature
But
Talk.
we will do
There are
a
no
call
calls,
one
Simon.
on the weekend, right?
Yeah,
The
let's
weekend,
try.
we'll
We'll try and do
all-calls
one maybe
keep
Saturday
your-
or something.
Keep on the watch out, like on on
I'll
Twitter,
put
on
up-
our channels and stuff. We'll
Yeah.
definitely let you know if it's
You
coming.
guys,
I
you
miss.
guys want to maybe mention the TeamSpeak?
Yeah,
for
I know
the
people. I was just
Minecraft
gonna
server?
say people have been mentioning it a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
bunch this
yeah.
whole time.
I've
Where-
been getting messages about it. I
Where
don't
can
know
they
what the
go?
fuck that
Where can they
is.
go to get the IP for that? Is it on the CreatureHub.com?
Go to teamspeak.com and download TeamSpeak, the client for your computer. And then where would the IP be? I should list it on my channel.
Definitely put it on Creature Hub. Creature
Yeah,
Hub
we
is
should
one
put it
of
on.
those places to do.
You know what would be good is it is on Creature Hub underneath the map overview.
Underneath
like
the map,
what-
yeah, that would be
shot.
really good. We'll
'Cause
get
that's
it.
a permanent.
Yeah, we'll
thing.
try to work on that. We'll get the. I think that's probably the best
Yep.
bet. Put it
We'll get
underneath
it
the
up.
map on the CreatureHub.com so you guys can.
Yes.
Toast Dude
Yeah.
4142. What's TeamSpeak? It's basically just an app, a program you can download. It's sort of like a Ventrilo sort of thing, if you know what that is. It's just a voice
Ventrilo
chat.
sucks.
It's a voice chat kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but so thanks for joining us today, guys. Sorry we didn't have any calls. We'll do those later. So keep up. And go ahead and go
What, man?
download this on iTunes. We are on iTunes.
we are on
And
iTunes.
needless to say, get your moms to buy you lottery tickets.
Exactly.
Always.
See you guys
always,
later.
Always. All right. See you guys.
See
In
ya.
a world
See ya.
where
Alright.
various machinators discuss what they want, where a retarded old man occasionally joins them in their quest, where the listener virtually has no say on what they talk about. One clan will defy the odds and bore their audience to the brink of insanity. This is Creature Talk.